1 decade, 3 titles, and so much to celebrate. Live from the Masonic Temple in Salt Lake City, this is Fierce Fighting Championship's 10-year anniversary, presented by R&R Barbecue. Thank you for being with us. I'm Blake O'Rulian. A decade of excellence. March 2016, Price Utah's Cody Bunderson had a vision to enhance the local MMA scene and bring talent to the forefront of the West Coast. 10 years and 66 shows later, Fierce has exceeded all expectations. Large in part to Cody and later on through the ambition of both Zach Partridge and Sage Champneys, year after year the momentum seems to swell. And similarly tonight, the Beehive State's top prospects look to continue their climb to the peak of this sport and get their shot on mixed martial arts' grandest stage. With that, we welcome in our broadcast team. Jason Laporte, Eric Im. You guys can step on inside. Fellas, 10 years. What a ride it's been.
It's been exciting. Obviously, I've been involved for the last 5 years, and it's been amazing.
I've fought here since seems like the beginning of time, and I'm so proud to be here. I'm so proud to be with you guys, and I'm honored to be on the 10-year anniversary.
How about 9-time Fierce vet Mike Jones making the walk tonight? He will welcome the 100-fight veteran Tony Lopez. That milestone hits tonight as well.
Yeah, that's pretty amazing. That's a pretty crazy main event for tonight to cap off the 10-year anniversary.
Pretty incredible how long he's been fighting. 52 years of age, the oldest fighter in Fierce history.
Yeah, my body didn't want to operate at 46, so my hat's off to him. There's some great genetics, and I've seen him fight. He's very powerful and very, very durable, so this is going to be exciting.
A trio of titles to be battled out for as well. It all gets started up right after this.
Phenomenal striker, well-rounded, black belt in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, this kid was one of the top prospects in the state a couple years ago.
Oh! Out completely cold. Cross is back in a big way. How about a knee this time?
I'm saying it might have been the best amateur performance I've ever seen, period, right?
This guy is just a wrecking ball.
Oh, my goodness. We're doing it again at the intermission, just to make sure. So, yeah.
Championship. Yes, sir. Tonight's event is sanctioned by the Pete Suazo Utah Athletic Commission with Deputy Director Tracy Patillo in attendance. Dr. Nate Finnerty is also cage side this evening, along with timekeeper Covey King and scorekeeper Carter Grant. The judges for this evening are Stephen Farragher, Dan First, and Nathan Burbank. And the referee in charge when the fights begin will be Tyler Tomlinson. We are moments away from our first fight of the evening, but at this time we ask that you please rise and remove your caps as we honor our country with the singing of our national anthem. Please welcome back an extremely talented vocalist and Fierce Fighting Championships amateur lightweight champion, Nicole Funga.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave
Make some noise one more time for Nicole Funga. We are now ready for what you all came here to see. The 10-year anniversary, 20 mixed martial artists, 10 total fights, including 3 title fights for 1 Fierce Fighting Championship evening. So we have to let the fighters in the back know that you are here. Put your hands together and make some noise! Our first fight of the evening is brought to you by Cage Punch, the official cleaning solution of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our first 2 fighters, Tyler Crossen and then H. Anthony Montgomery II to the cage.
All right, first of a few from One Hit MMA is Tyler Crossen. Jason, he says that both his wrestling backing plus his cardio will be key in there tonight.
Hey, anytime you got a guy that has a wrestling background and is fighting out of One Hit MMA, you know he's going to bring it. Excited to see what Crossen brings tonight in his debut.
Yeah, Eric, he said that he missed competing, and this certainly fills that gap. He wrestled all 4 years at Layton High School. He's been training now MMA for about 8 months.
Well, and a lot of those kids that come out of the high school wrestling programs are already in shape. They're ready to go. And you know, there's always a gap when you're competing and then you're not. You're always going to miss it.
100%. Likes to lift weight alongside his MMA training is Tyler Crossen. Just 20 years of age, born in 2005. Aldo Regia and Mason Moyes at his side. Very excited to see him at 205. Steps inside. On the other side will be H. Anthony Montgomery II. 24 years spent as a martial artist with an opportunity to put it all together in his MMA debut. Here is H. Anthony Montgomery II. Eric, a second-degree Tony Do-Kan Tang Soo Do black belt, as well as a year under the eye of Jeremy Horn's elite performance, a long lead-up to tonight.
Well, he comes from a great gym, and Jeremy's a great strategist, and this black belt he's wearing definitely looks like it's got some miles on it. So I'm interested in seeing how this plays out with a wrestler.
Yeah, Jason started learning martial arts at just 2 years old under his dad, who was a kickboxer and professional boxer as well. Now Jeremy Horn and Andrew Boquette in the corner.
Yeah, it's always good when you see guys that have a little bit of background, that have a little bit of combat sports background. You got wrestling, you got a little martial arts background, and you got 2 guys making their debuts tonight. That's exciting.
H. Anthony Montgomery II wanted to compete in combat sports since he was a kid. He gets his chance right now. Fell in love with the MMA rule set, which sent him on this MMA path. Now a jiu-jitsu blue belt. Said that despite being athletic, he believes his fight IQ is going to be his greatest asset in there, Eric.
Well, and a lot of these guys, if they've got some kickboxing background, they study a lot. They can be very analytical. So if that is the case, you could definitely see some fireworks.
Started MMA, Muay Thai, and BJJ 1 year ago, along with decades of martial arts experience at this point. Wants to fight this one at his pace and really lead the dance inside of there. Out of elite performance, first of 10 tonight. Start at 205. Montgomery II is 6 years older and 2 inches taller. All clear at 202 and 204.5 as both start their MMA stints right now.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the amateur light heavyweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, making his amateur debut. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 204 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of One Hit MMA, hailing from Layton, Utah, Tyler Crossen. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also making his amateur debut. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 202 pounds, fighting out of Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance MMA, hailing from Los Angeles, California, H. Anthony Montgomery II. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
2:05 to start up FFC 47, presented by Cage Punch, Fierce's official cleaning solution. Tyler Crossen wears blue. H. Anthony Montgomery II rocks black.
Interested in seeing Anthony's speed.
Really quick to strike is H. Anthony Montgomery II. This clip over the top by Crossen, an absolute firefight right now, Eric.
I don't think Crossen's going to want to stay in front of him and get hit.
He's been looking to tie up. Not having much success right now. H. Anthony doing a good job with the combinations right now.
He's mixing it up well, and I'm surprised Crossen has a shot on him because he did take several punches.
Both these guys bringing a crowd. Both of them got a pop when they came out, too.
Montgomery lands a few flush ones up top.
Beautiful jabs from Montgomery.
I think Crossen was having a hard time dealing with Anthony's range because Anthony's a little bit longer. This is smart.
There we see that wrestling.
Trying to find that chin is Montgomery. Not a bad spot to be, Jason.
Yeah, he's trying to sneak in that gear. It's going to be hard to get in on a wrestler like that. But,
Crossen doing everything he can to fight the digits. There's the tap. H. Anthony Montgomery II. How's that for a debut? Quick submission out of Sandy, Utah, and Montgomery.
Great game plan. I felt like he definitely controlled the range. He used his jab, was mixing it up. He hit a couple uppercuts, sink that choke in. That was very smooth.
We've got it once again for you. Quick tap there. Crossen was in a world of pain, Eric.
Well, you can see you can see Crossen's disappointment too, which you understand. But he came out here and fought. He was firing back. He wasn't just a punching bag.
Look good on the feet as well is H. Anthony Montgomery II, a black belt indeed, training since he was 2 years old. What a way to culminate to an amateur debut victory. We'll go ahead and put it on paper. Jackson Hoops is inside, so is Tyler Tomlinson. We'll kick it to them.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute and 18 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by submission due to a guillotine choke, H. Anthony Montgomery II.
We're going to face this way. This way? Am I here? All right, we're going to face this camera here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here with your winner tonight, H. Anthony Montgomery. Quick performance on your debut, man. How you feeling?
Man, I feel so good.
Did you think you were going to come in here and get that quick a performance on your debut?
Yes, I thought it was going to be a knockout, though.
Well, you got the submission.
Yeah, it was there. I was like, okay, let's get it.
So now the question is, are you going to come back again and fight and try to get a knockout?
I would love to.
I love it. What's next for you?
So I'm looking to move to Los Angeles, actually, but I love training here with Jeremy and Andrew. So, shoot, might come back, do another camp fight here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get up your winner, H. Anthony Montgomery III.
Rockwell time. Live unrivaled. Jay's Tire Pros proudly serves the Bountiful community, a family-owned local business for nearly 30 years. Still serving Davis County with pride, Jay's Tire Pros has been your neighborhood experts in tires, wheels, auto repair, and brake service for almost 3 decades. At Jay's, customer service always comes first. Our expert team helps you find the perfect tires for your car, truck, or SUV and gets you back on the road fast. We also handle everything under the hood: oil changes, brakes, alignments, shocks, struts, and transmission services, all at competitive prices. Whether you drive foreign or domestic, you can count on Jay's Tire Pros for honest work, reliable service, and the best care in Davis County. Jay's Tire Pros, proudly serving our community for nearly 30 years and keeping Davis County moving safely and smoothly.
Likely going to be moving to California, but we are back inside for fight number 2 at lightweight. Brody Gorson and Kate Olsson.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by FST Filtration, the official air filter of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next 2 fighters, Kate Olsson and then Brody Gorson, to the cage.
Well, if he's as dominant as he was last July, Kate Olsson will be a name to remember. Jason, so much control time in the debut for a guy who had no training prior to joining Fierce MMA a little over a year ago.
Yeah, I've had this kid's name on my list for a while now. With as dominant as performance that he had in his debut, looking forward to see if he can cap that off with another win tonight.
Yeah, and Eric, he did lose the kickboxing debut, but he says that these reps have really gotten him to add value to his skill set. Said he just needed to get some jitters out in that kickboxing walk.
Well, and I mean, primarily that's what your amateur career's for, right? You have to dial it in, you have to figure it out, and you do that now before you go pro, and that's how you ramp up your career.
Kate Olsson, 19 years of age, out of Price, Utah. Jason, relentless pressure coupled with a tested gas tank. Never really pittered out in his MMA debut.
Yeah, not bad for a guy that's only been training for a little over a year. That's pretty impressive.
Likes to work leg locks when the opportunity presents. He fell back on a few of them last fight. We'll see, alongside another jiu-jitsu ace in Brody Gorson, who is waiting in the wings, how he will look. Again, just a teenager. It seems as though he's older because of the reps he's been getting, but just 19 years of age. He shot and scored a takedown 15 seconds into his debut last summer. Will he do something similar tonight? It is up in the air as he enters inside the cage. Trying to find a finish in the long-awaited amateur debut is Brody Gorson. Eric, a guy who has wanted to make this walk his whole life, finally gets it in his backyard.
It's exciting, and when you think about these younger guys and the amount of pressure that there can be when you first step in the cage, you know, it's different. You can be a killer in the gym, and then you come into the cage and you fight in front of 1,000 people that you don't know, and there's a lot of pressure involved.
Yeah, Jason, a jiu-jitsu purple belt, a pretty high level for a debuter in the grappling realm.
Yeah, that's pretty good, and maybe this will turn into a grappling match. I don't know.
Says it's been a dream of his entire life to make this walk. Eric, does that add extra pressure given that he's wanted to do this and he's had this circled for his whole life?
Sometimes you put a lot of pressure on yourself. I know I've done it in the past where you just the win becomes overwhelming, and hopefully he can balance that out and and keep a good perspective. He comes from a great camp, so I'm sure they've walked him through it.
Yeah, got to the Pit SLC about a year ago. Previously was in Southern California, young as well at just 19 years of age. Has full confidence in his preparation. Said 2 guys enter the cage, 1 comes out victorious, and it's gonna be me. Here's the particulars presented by R&R Barbecue. Late teens for these two as Gorson stands over by 2 inches. Both limbo that lightweight limit last night as Brody debuts and Cade goes for win number 2.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the amateur lightweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an undefeated amateur record of 1 win and 0 losses. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 154 pounds. Fighting out of Fierce MMA, hailing from Price, Utah, Cade Olsson. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, making his amateur debut, he stands 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighing at 154 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of the Pit SLC, hailing from Los Angeles, California, by way of Salt Lake City, Utah, Brody Gorson. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
Round 1 delivered to you in part by FST Filtration, Fierce's official air filter. Price, Utah's Cade Olsson back in black. Brody Gorson responds in camo. Tyler Tomlinson, all 10 assignments fall to him this evening. No Dave Seljestad at the Masonic Temple. A ripping leg kick opens things up on both sides. Jeez. Lots of venom on both sides early on, Eric.
They're throwing heat.
Gorson's got some sick ink for a 19-year-old kid. I didn't realize his whole leg is tattooed.
You know, I was going to say, if I'm Cade, I'm probably going to try to test Gorson's stamina. I think Gorson's he's very smart by keeping Cade against the cage here.
Brings him out to an island, couple of knees up the middle. Big swing to separate the two by Cade Olsson. Just missed on that one as a blitz comes the way of Cade Olsson.
Gorson standing in the pocket, exchanging shots with Olsson too. Impressive with the debuter.
These guys don't look like debuters.
No.
or a 1-0, you know.
Beautiful shot lands by Gorson. Big swing, he'll miss. Gorson capitalizes. Halfway point, round 1.
So Cade has been moving in and out pretty well. I'd like to see him move forward a little more. Gorson's taking that step back right there, and I'd like to see Cade press it.
Jason, any one of these land flush, it could shut off the lights.
These guys are trying to end this night quick, both of these fighters.
Huge spinning back fist lands for the debuting Brody Gorson.
Hey, we don't have Joe Harrow on the card tonight, but Gorson's trying to give his own highlight reel.
Olsson loads up, unable to land it flush.
This is a great fight.
This jab from Gorson there.
Cade's corner was asking for a 2-1, so a cross jab. They were seeing something. He landed it.
Beautiful takedown by Gorson, too.
Straight into the outside trip. He will close this one out on top.
Cade needs to try to not expend a bunch of energy trying to get up here.
As competitive as it gets at 155.
Yeah, very competitive first round. That's going to be a tough round to score because both fighters had their moments in that round.
think it really showcases the talents of the gym for guys that are very, very young and very young in their career, and how well these two are fighting.
Both fighters, calm demeanor, look like they've had 10 fights under their belt. Gorson looked calm under pressure. Cade tried pressing early on, and Gorson was right in there firing back. But like I said, both fighters, great moments in that first round.
I will note, Cade Olsson does absorb damage well. We saw that versus Tristan McDonald last year in that kickboxing walk. He's taken a lot from Gorson. Gorson also absorbing a whole lot of action on the other side.
Yeah, Gorson ate some shots too, but like I said, he stood in there in the pocket, landed some great combinations, a couple of check hooks, and got a good takedown at the end.
Cade landed some really good shots. I just would really like to see him throw that third, fourth punch and take another shuffle step forward, and I think he'd land a lot cleaner.
Solid takedown effort as well on the side of Brody Gorson late round one. Got to wonder how that sways the judges. We will see how the strategy shifts in minutes 3 through 6.
Well, and as a general rule, especially my guys that have some extensive ground experience, I tell them to take him down in the last 30 to try to cap the round. Wild exchange there.
So fast. Headhunting is Olsson. Tyler Tomlinson gives a quick timeout.
Looked like a poke in the eye there.
Looks like the right eye of Cade Olsson potentially. Tough to see from that angle.
Hard to see, yeah.
Cade Olsson says he can see. Looks like it might have been just an eyelash or something like that. Quick warning on the side of Tyler Tomlinson to Brody Gorson. So much velocity on every single shot being thrown thus far in the fight.
Well, like I said in the break there, I'd like to see Cade go forward a little more, and then he did it, and he did it very well.
Yeah, he landed a couple hard shots in there.
Beautiful on the back foot is Brody Gorson.
Good reverse.
Jason, what an uppercut that was on the inside.
And he timed that beautifully. He was waiting for Olsson to rush in, and he did, and countered.
Another knee up the middle for Gorson. He's been doing that quite a bit when they're clinched up.
It's going to be hard to throw with him against the cage that way.
Strong base for Cade Olsson.
Now Gorson's got double unders.
I'd like to see Cade drop his hips a little lower, which he's doing now. Typically, the guy with the lower hips has the advantage.
Back to the stand-up.
You can hear Steve Ergo in Olsson's corner, lay out on jab, cross, go.
Nice chop to the breadbasket on both ends.
Exchanging kicks, I love it.
Huge swing by
Superman
Gorson.
punch there.
Yeah, Gorson's got a bag of tricks on him for a 19-year-old. A nice double leg by Gorson. Beautifully.
That was smooth.
This kid's got some talent, and right into side control.
He ducked right under Cade's hands and got the double.
Perfectly placed. Late in the round, similar to the first frame, Brody Gorson looks so good in his debut.
And we're seeing a little bit of that pressure there. Pass right into the mouth. Beautiful transition by Gorson.
Cade needs to buck hard and shrimp because there's still 30 seconds and he can take a lot of damage here.
He's going to get his back taken.
Gorson in a good spot to really tee off.
Showing a little bit of that purple belt pressure there.
I'd like to see Gorson push his head down and just really get to work with the other hand. Cade's doing a good job of controlling the distance, though, so he's not landing anything too effective. There it is.
Seems as though Brody has swelled to a favorite as we head into round number 3.
Yeah, I'd say he's taking control of this fight. First round was pretty even, but that round I felt was all Gorson.
So I think the first round was even too, but I think the judges are going to see that Gorson was on top at the end, and then he did it again.
Yeah, I agree. There's that takedown again.
Slick.
I mean, this kid is throwing spinning back fist. He's smooth uppercut, check hooks, great top pressure. A very well-rounded performance so far by Gorson.
Round 1 was extremely competitive. You got to wonder where things are at headed into the final.
I'm going to echo what Eric said. I think he did just enough, and then ending it with the takedown, ending it on top. And that's not to say that wins the whole round, but I feel like he edged it out just enough. And he could be up 2-0 going into this third round.
So depending on how judges score, some will keep tallies on strikes for both ends. It just depends. In my experience, they usually will give the fighter that is more wrestling dominant the win, typically, but I might be biased because I was a kickboxer.
They're looking for damage. Who's coming closest to winning the fight in each round. That's the number one thing the judges are looking for, is who's landing the harder shots, who's closer to finishing the fight. And first round's super close.
So many hard shots between these two. Inside of 2 rounds, third and final, we will see where things go. Olsson opens up with another leg kick.
There's a Superman from Olsson. Good kick back. I'd like to see Olsson continuously just throw that kick until Gorson checks it.
There's that uppercut again. As Olsson comes in, Gorson's waiting for it and just throws that little short uppercut.
For very young fighters in their career, I'm very impressed with their conditioning.
He's using that lead hand. He's throwing an uppercut with it. He's throwing a check hook with it. Beautiful use of the lead hand by Gorson.
Huge windup by Olsson landed moments ago. What a takedown effort by Gorson to get this one straight in the center of the R&R barbecue cage.
Right to knee on belly, too. Bad position for Olsson.
And a lot of time.
He's showing off a little bit as Gorson. He wants a finish in his debut.
Gorson back where he was late round 2, continues to bully.
So I'd like to see Olsson try to swim, and it's dangerous, right? I'd like to see him try to swim one of those legs under Gorson's legs and turn his body. He could get out of this.
Or just, at this point, give up the back and fight a choke off, because you're in a bad position, being full mount.
I have never been a fan of the leg wrap. Hey, but it worked.
It worked.
Olsson uses his acrobatics to get up top.
Nice step through knee. Olsson needs to get going here, though, if he wants to try to be competitive in this fight still. He's down.
Another spinning attack, that one off target by Gorson. He has a wise smile.
Olsson stepped into it, which is smart with those spinning attacks because it cuts the distance off.
Beautiful takedown again, timed beautifully by Gorson. This kid is impressive tonight.
Very impressive. Ramsey's done a good job with him.
Olsson trying to isolate an arm, create some sort of an opening. Gorson invests in the body. An arm isolation, unable to find it. Gorson stays on top.
And slips right back into full mount.
Those people at home watching might not highlight this kid's name on your roster or write it down. This Brody Gorson kid is talented.
Very talented.
One of 4 debuters on this card. Brody Gorson, what a showing by him. Just about 15 ticks before we go to scorecards.
You would think he had 5 fights.
Yeah, I'd say 10 or 15 the way he's moving in there.
Been training all of his life, but hunkered down about 3 years ago. It certainly showed in his debut. Brody Gorson, so dominant in his debut.
Yeah, round of applause for Brody Gorson.
That looks like a future amateur champion.
That looks like a champion.
Nine full minutes, a valuable first walk against a very valuable opponent in Cade Olsson, who, Eric, most guys probably gets his hand raised after a performance like that. Cade Olsson looked incredible.
Cade was very durable. He took the shots and kept coming forward. I really think this will be good for him in the long run. It's unfortunate you learn more from your losses than your wins, but you know, he kept it competitive and kept fighting.
Pitt SLC has got a special prospect. That man out of Price, Utah as well, Cade Olsson. Impressive in his own right. Scorecards seem to still be getting tallied up. Tyler Tomlinson is in the center, but still awaiting the Pete Suazo Utah Athletic Commission verdict. Cade Olsson came into this one 1-0. Again, Brody Gorson's first fight ever. And such a solid showing by both. Up next at 140 pounds, Kevin Sunberg and Chris Vandermile, two of the three youngest fighters to ever compete at Fierce FC. Jackson Hoops has a quick note for the veteran Tyler Tomlinson. Hot microphone making his way inside the cage. We've got it, and we'll go to him.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 30-26, 29-28, and 29-28, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Brody Gorson!
You get to get interviewed, man. You just come in here with an impressive performance in your debut and dominate. How you feeling tonight, man?
Amazing.
That was a beautiful display. Your striking was on point, counter punching, wrestling. Was that the plan tonight?
No, honestly, the plan was to strike with him, but he was coming out swinging, so got to use my grappling sometimes.
Well, you look like a 10-fight veteran in the way you were counter-punching, and those takedowns were just executed beautifully. Did you think you were going to get the finish after that second round ended on top, or did you think you were going to get a finish in the third round?
I was landing some pretty hard ground and pound. Surprised he was able to hang in there. So, yeah, I thought I was going to get the finish. But, you know, I'm happy with the unanimous decision.
Well, impressive performance. What's next for you?
I want to fight every other month, as much as possible, and go pro before 21.
Let's get this kid another fight, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for your winner, Brody Gorson. Phenomenal striker, well-rounded, black belt in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, this kid was one of the top prospects in the state a couple years ago.
Oh! Out completely cold. Crossen is back in a big way. How about a knee this time?
I'm saying it might have been the best amateur performance I've ever seen, period, right?
This guy is just a wrecking ball. Oh my goodness.
Every other month go pro before he's 21. Brody Gorson, sounds like a plan to me. All right, 140 pounds, 3 days notice for Kevin Sunberg. Chris Vandermile moves down 5 pounds in order to keep this one intact.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Vive Radiology, the official imaging partner of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next 2 fighters, Chris Vandermile and then Kevin Sunberg to the cage.
A childhood spent inside of a gym comes to a head as Chris Vandermile debuts this evening. Eric, the youngest fighter in Fierce history, turned 18 just 8 days ago, off to the races while still in high school.
Well, you know, like my kids grew up in the gym too, so they see that background, they see the work ethic, and they're in One Hit, which is a fantastic gym, so you know he's got some work ethic, so I'll be excited to see how he does.
Yeah, we saw him just give a hug to his dad, Jason. He told him to be prepared for anything, and when the opponent change happened on Wednesday night, there was no issue and no hindrance on his side to keep competing on this evening.
Yeah, like Eric said, I think this kid's been in the gym. He knows what to expect. He's around a ton of fighters up there at One Hit. He knows what he's getting into. And he's only 18 years old. He doesn't know any better.
So he was born in 2008, 35 years younger than Tony Lopez, who fights later tonight. When Chris was born, Tony was 5-2 with 5 finishes at 35 years of age, the oldest and the youngest fighters in Fierce history on the same card this evening.
That's an amazing stat. That man, 18, just turning 18 and 52 years old, that's pretty crazy.
So how wild is this? 3 days notice for a guy who kickboxed just 2 weeks ago. Here is Kevin Sunberg. Jason, he says he learned to keep his chin tucked and avoid being cornered. It will certainly help to be in a cage versus a ring in that matter.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got the first fight jitters down. We didn't really get to see much from the kid in the kickboxing fight, but I know he learned some lessons in there, and we'll see how that translates into MMA tonight.
Kevin Sunberg got interested in MMA because of the UFC 4 video game. Shortly after playing, he began watching, and it all kind of snowballed into tonight.
I think that's how some of these kids come up though, right? I was never much of a gamer, but there's reaction, there's things that can cross over, I guess. I'm really interested in seeing, you know, what his ground's like. We saw a little bit of his kickboxing, but, you know, could this go to the ground and then is he out of place there? So it'll be interesting to see.
Applied to fight at Fierce at 16 years old. He has waited his time to be primed for this MMA debut. Let's look at the numbers. These two are 2 of the 3 youngest fighters to ever compete at Fierce, just recently turning 18. Sunberg, taller by 3 inches, both made weight last night with a 2-pound divide, as each end of the cage looks to capture their first win. All right, inside to say go is Hopes.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds and is an amateur 140-pound catchweight bout. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, making his amateur debut. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 139 pounds. Fighting out of One Hit MMA, hailing from Layton, Utah, Chris the Vandalizer Vandermile. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also making his amateur debut. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 137 pounds. Fighting out of Championship Martial Arts, hailing from New Orleans, Louisiana, by way of Farmington, Utah, Kevin Sunberg. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
First 3 minutes of this one put on by Vive Radiology. Clear results, convenient access, your health in your hands. 18 years young, Chris Vandermile in black. Same for Kevin Sunberg, who throws in white.
Chris says no glove touch.
We saw a solid kicking arsenal on the side of Kevin Sunberg just 2 weeks ago here at the Masonic Temple for Fierce Challenger Series in a kickboxing bout. There's another one right there, Jason.
It's pretty crazy. He threw that one. Oh, Sunberg trying to, don't be silly, jump the ghillie.
Vandermile fights the hands. No dump there. Will stay upright.
Well, this is smart when he was reaching for the neck to stay up before you go down, because sometimes you lock yourself into the headlock. Peels it.
Solid defense. Sunberg stays wrapped and will be dumped in the process.
That's a high IQ move right there from Vandermile, slamming Sunberg to the mat.
Again, training martial arts at just 5 years old for the Vandalizer. In a great spot right now, a couple of ground and pound shots.
This Vandermile's he's in there with the likes of Edmund Garcia, and he's
tapping.
just ground and pound. Yeah, I think Sunberg's done.
Sunberg in a world of hurt. The Vandalizer scorches in his amateur debut.
I don't know if that slam took that out of Sunberg, but he's down there hurt. He grabbed his throat, kind of like he did in the kickboxing match.
Well, and he was tapping on his chest. He would have saved himself some damage tapping on the mat instead of his chest, but I mean, you look at the frame of Vandermile versus Sunberg, Vandermile obviously has the horsepower.
So Chris Vandermile, a senior at Northridge High School. He is currently, you saw that beautiful backflip moments ago, also a part of a state placing cheerleading team for Northridge High School, currently again in his last year. Wrestled all growing up, has plenty of jiu-jitsu competitions dating back to when he was just 11 years old. 13 wins by points, 6 by submission, a round 1 TKO in his favor tonight.
These debuters are impressive.
So good by him, a first round TKO right there alongside his dad, Jason. His mom yesterday said, we knew he would start fighting as soon as he possibly could. 18 years of age last Friday. The following Saturday, he is already 1-0. Strong instincts by him. Out of One Hit MMA, Jason Laporte mentioned it, but training with some solid guys in that Layton gym. Let's give him his first win right now.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute and 18 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, Chris the Vandalizer Vandermile.
We're going to face this camera right here.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here with your winner, Chris. Chris, long-awaited debut. I know you've been training this for a long time, man. How you feeling?
I feel good. Respect my opponent for coming out on 2 days' notice, but I knew the result was going to be the same no matter who the opponent was.
So you get your first fight out of the way, you get a big win. What's next for you?
Keep fighting. Keep fighting every month.
Short and sweet. That's how I like it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Chris Vandermile.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Your brand, on the move, wherever life takes you, seen in the rush of adrenaline, in the freedom of the ride, in the heights of adventure, and the thrill of new perspectives. No limits, no borders, just your brand reaching new heights. Wherever the journey takes you, your business deserves to be seen. JC Pro Design. Wherever you go, make it visible.
Hi, I'm Jason Laporte, Fierce Fighting Championship commentator and General Sales Manager at Performance Honda in Bountiful. We are the fastest growing Honda dealership in the state, and we have one of the largest certified pre-owned inventories in the state of Utah. Our service department has master technicians with over 100 years experience collectively.
Bienvenidos a Performance Honda Bountiful, donde los atendemos en español y les ponemos una sonrisa todos los días.
Visit us at 2215 South 500 West or performancehondabountiful.com.
So for Chris Vandermile, he was initially slated to fight at 145 pounds. He weighed in yesterday at 139 in order to fight Kevin Sunberg on very short notice. He gets the job done in round number 1, an incredible start to his amateur career. Sammy Borst and Brittany Parsons are next at 125.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Bear Claw Orthographics, the official mouth guard of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next two fighters, Sammy Borst and then Brittany Parsons, to the cage.
All right, second walk as an amateur for Sammy Borst. Eric, her debut concluded inside a 1, but some shining moments alongside an established grappler in Casey Pierce.
I recall seeing her fight and feeling pretty impressed with her skill. You know, you're amazed at how many people drop their first amateur debut. It happens, well, I mean, obviously 50% of the time, but a lot of guys that have had great careers have come from those beginnings.
Yeah, Jason, a jiu-jitsu blue belt, about 45 seconds to tally a takedown last fight. We'll see if she grapples this evening.
Yeah, I mean, she showed some good things in that first fight. She just was unfortunately on the losing end of it.
Sammy Borst likes to make jewelry from rock hounding with her husband Brian. Brian, a huge part of her training and fights right after this one alongside Brendan Meyers. Two walks inside of 3 months for Brittany Parsons. Jason, a seamless debut last December in which she was surgical with her striking.
Yeah, beautiful striking in her debut. You know, we didn't get to see much grappling from her, but with Jeremy Horn in her corner, I'm anticipating she knows what she's doing on the ground as well.
Yeah, Eric, a 2-0 kickboxer from 2023, likely something that she will lean on. Also has some Muay Thai reps in her back pocket.
Well, and you know, like Jason said, coming from one of the greatest grapplers in MMA history, you know that she's versed on the ground, but every fight starts on the feet. So she looks like she's got a little bit of range and maybe a little bit of length, and we'll see how she controls the distance. And I love the punk rock walkout song.
Brittany Parsons out of Elite Performance in Sandy, Utah. H. Anthony Montgomery II getting a victory earlier on this evening. Also her teammate Mike Jones competes in the main event. Mike Jones' wife, Brittany, in that corner as well. Made her MMA debut less than 3 months ago. Now up for a fast start to the MMA career.
Yeah, I like it. I love seeing these amateurs get in there with these quick turnarounds. That's the only way they're going to learn.
To the tail of the tape we go. A 7-year separation in age. Parsons with a slight lean in height. No issues for the flyweights last night on the dish as Brittany looks for a second straight. Borst tries to score her first. All right, back in for the intros is Hooks.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the amateur flyweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 0 wins and 1 loss. She stands 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 126 pounds. Fighting out of the grindhouse, hailing from Billings, Montana, Sammy Borst. And introducing her opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an undefeated amateur record of 1 win and 0 losses. She stands 5 feet 5 inches tall and weighed in at 125 pounds. Fighting out of Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance MMA, hailing from Orem, Utah, Brittany Parsons. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
Fourth fight this evening, brought to you by Bear Claw Orthographics, the official mouthguard provider of Fierce FC. Sammy Borst returns in blue gloves. Brittany Parsons, second MMA walk, takes place in red gloves. Borst comes in with a head full of steam, a quick combination, but Parsons so dialed in.
Just teeped her in the face.
Borst taking a whole lot as she tries to enter inside. Fast hands early on by the Sandy talent.
So you look at Brittany and how she's pivoting out. That does not look like a 1-0 fighter.
No, it does not look like. I was going to say, even her striking just in general. We're in the same position we were last fight. We were fighters hanging on.
Quick guard pull by the blue belt out of Billings, Montana. Unable to capitalize on too much. Parsons with a nice knee up the middle. Head ducks down. Sammy Borst wants to potentially isolate that neck. Now looks like maybe chasing the back, Jason.
It looks like Parsons is holding on to the fence there.
He absolutely is.
Surprised Tyler let that go as long as it did.
Back to the striking exchanges over the top.
Parsons landed 3 or 4 heavy shots.
Oh! Down is Borst! Brittany Parsons! What a way to splash onto the fierce scene!
Okay, so if you look at Brittany's footwork when she was in and out on that end, if you watch the replay, that is, her foot position was always in a good position to make sure she could get a win. Look at her footwork here, in, out, back in.
That right hand was just right on the button too.
And she came in with the right hand as she's pivoting, and it just was seamless between her feet and her hands.
So Brittany Parsons comes into this evening 1-0 in MMA with a decision victory, 2-0 in kickboxing with 2 decision victories, 0-2 in Muay Thai with 2 decision losses. Now a first round finish at Fierce. Brittany Parsons, what a way to impress this Masonic Temple crowd. Unbelievable showing on her end.
Sometimes with the younger guys, my son included, I'm telling him, you have to calm your footwork down. You don't need to do as much as you think you do. You just need to make sure you're in the right position every time you turn. And she did that multiple times. That was really impressive to me. Watching some of the nuance of the footwork was very impressive.
To 2-0 we go. We got Jackson.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute and 31 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by knockout, Brittany Parsons.
Got your mouthpiece out? Yeah. Good.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here with your winner, Brittany Parsons. Brittany, beautiful display of striking tonight. Was that the plan to come in here and get the knockout?
My plan was to just be aggressive, so.
You were very aggressive.
That was the plan, good.
So you get a finish tonight. What's next for you? Where do you go from here?
We'll just see, yeah. I'm down.
Get you back in the cage?
Yeah, 125, ladies, let's go.
Let's get her another fight, Zach. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Brittany Parsons. Congratulations.
Rockwell time. Live unrivaled.
Jay's Tire Pros proudly serves the Bountiful community, a family-owned local business for nearly 30 years. Still serving Davis County with pride, Jay's Tire Pros has been your neighborhood experts in tires, wheels, auto repair, and brake service for almost 3 decades. At Jay's, customer service always comes first. Our expert team helps you find the perfect tires for your car, truck, or SUV and gets you back on the road fast. We also handle everything under the hood: oil changes, brakes, alignments, shocks, struts, and transmission services, all at competitive prices. Whether you drive foreign or domestic, you can count on Jay's Tire Pros for honest work, reliable service, and the best care in Davis County. Jay's Tire Pros, proudly serving our community for nearly 30 years and keeping Davis County moving safely and smoothly.
What a showing by Brittany Parsons to move to 2-0. Brian Borst and Brendan Meyers keep it at flyweight.
Fierce fans, our final fight of the preliminary card is brought to you by Bad Bevs, the official beverage of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next two fighters, Brian Borst and then Brendan Meyers, to the cage.
First time fighting out of his home state of Montana is Brian Borst. Eric, he's been a part of the fight game for well over a decade as he looks to snap a losing streak that's long overdue.
So what's the relation?
His wife.
Is the wife.
So think about the mental part of this. You just watched your wife get dropped, and then you have to come out here. That is a stone cold killer.
Brian Borst out of the Grindhouse in Billings, Montana. They're the first ever husband and wife to ever compete on a card, let alone, like Eric just mentioned, back-to-back fights.
Yeah, I'd be curious, just like Eric said, what's the mindset of Brian Borst? Now, when she left out of the cage, she did look like she was in good shape. She was smiling and happy, but that was a brutal knockout.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say.
I'd be a mess, but I'm not getting in the cage.
It's gonna affect you. I don't care who you are.
And maybe he didn't watch it. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he doesn't know.
Honestly,
I'm sure he knows, but
I would rather. I'd just be like, don't talk to me about it till after.
Yeah.
I just. I wish him. We're gonna see what his mental state is here in a minute.
Always a lot of anticipation when Brendan Meyers makes the walk. Jason, we have seen him have his ups and downs inside the cage over the years, but a strong foundation for him over at Agema and Provo.
Yeah, you've nailed it. The kid has had some highs and he's had some lows. He keeps coming back. He keeps grinding it out. He's at one of the best gyms in the state. I always love watching Brendan Meyers fight in the cage.
Yeah, Eric, it'll be interesting. He feels he's substantially improved his striking in recent months. Usually a grappler inside of there. A lot of his wins come from his submission prowess.
Well, and like I've said a lot before, you don't get better when you're getting ready for a fight. You get better in between fights when you're sharpening your tools. I've been in the practice room a lot with Brendan, and his attitude is always stellar. You know, he's always happy to be there and just excited to get to work.
Yeah, began training at Agema early 2021, one of the hardest workers in a room full of them. You heard it when he made the walk as well, but he is a fan favorite of the fighters as well.
Oh, yeah, he's a fan. Everybody's fan favorite. I've always loved Brendan Meyers since his first fight. Love watching him. He's always happy, always in a good mood, super respectful.
I think if he shored up some of his stand-up skills, you're going to see some huge improvement out of him.
Final pack of prelims. Meyers is 9 years younger and 3 inches taller than his dance partner this evening. Passed by the commission with no bumps as win number 6 sits in the balance. Mic is open. Inside, we got hopes.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the amateur flyweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 5 wins and 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 3 inches tall and weighed in at 125 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of the Grindhouse, hailing from Billings, Montana, Brian Double B Borst. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, also holding an amateur record of 5 wins and 4 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in at 126 pounds. Fighting out of Agema Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, hailing from Clovis, California, Brendan the Menace Meyers. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
Bad Bevs brings you the final act of these prelims. Brian Borst rocks the black. Brendan Meyers is at it again in blue. Brian Borst, a jiu-jitsu blue belt, comes out extremely hot. Head full of steam, Jason.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not about to give Brendan Meyers any hope.
Brendan looks really calm as he gets into guard.
Meyers with 4 submission victories out of his 5. As for Brian Borst, he has a couple under his resume as well. He still gets jiu-jitsu competition reps up in Billings, Montana from time to time. Meyers active on bottom, a quick scramble between the two, but Borst shows off that black belt prowess. A couple of crumbling blows by Borst. Lots of sauce on all of those, Eric.
Yeah, Borst putting some heat in the ground and pound. I'd like to see Brendan just a little more active. He was right there. He was almost out. And then, you saw the prowess of Borst to get back into a dominant position and get his hips pinned back down.
Nice heavy shot from Borst, too, right there.
Brian has fights dating all the way back to 2014. The majority of his career was between 2014 and 2017. For those keeping note, Brendan Meyers was in high school, just 15 years of age at the time.
Nice heads up by Brendan.
Ooh. Huge clip by Brian Borst. Meyers keeps moving forward.
So Meyers is a little bit taller. I'd like to see him jab a little bit more, keep Borst on the outside. Borst knows he doesn't want to be outside. He's closing the distance.
Yeah, he landed a couple overhands and caught Meyers' attention there.
Will note Borst has 2 KO or TKOs in his career, most recently October of 2016. That was the last time he got his hand raised inside of the cage. Meyers' composure has really been there. That is an improvement, Jason.
Yeah, he looks really composed, and I'm actually very impressed with him in his striking. He's landed some good shots. He's just got to watch out and keep that right hand up because that overhand's coming.
Borst closes inside again. Nice head kick by Meyers.
I'd like to see Brendan a little more footwork here in and out. I think he can time that shot right there and come back in and capitalize.
Yeah, see, it looks like Meyers has figured it out that Borst is looking for that overhand, and now Meyers going to the body.
Well, Borst is throwing those shots, but he's not looking at Brendan when he's throwing them. He doesn't know where they're going to land.
Yeah, he's about done. This fight could be over with.
Meyers hungry to get his hand raised. Tyler Tomlinson says that's enough. Brendan Meyers on the right side of this one.
The commission absolutely hates when you jump on the cage.
It used to be a 6-month suspension. Is it still a suspension?
It might be.
I think he'll take it after that win.
I think it's that Jedi braid just kept him composed and in the game.
I noticed that too.
The emotion on the side of Brendan Meyers. An incredible finish that slowly crumbled down his opposition.
Well, we talked about it a little bit, the composure. He was composed, and he took some big shots on the ground, but the stoicism on his face never changed, not once.
A really strong start by Brian Borst. It looked like he might be able to shut off some lights. Very active, but good to see a smile on his side. Brendan Meyers, his 10th amateur walk, and looks as good as ever. One of the career-defining moments in his time at Fierce. Let's make it official with Jay.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 57 seconds. Keep going. Keep going. Of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO, Brendan the Menace Meyers.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with the winner, Brendan Meyers. Brendan, back in the winner's circle. How does it feel, man?
Feels good, man, and now everyone's seen my striking. They know what's up.
Yeah, your striking looked good. You guys had some good exchanges. Looked like he clipped you with an overhand early on in that fight. Were you hurt at any point?
Hey, I got a little ring in my head, but ain't nothing I've dealt with before.
Yeah, and that you have, sir. That you have. Back in the winning column. What's next for you? Where do you go from here?
Sit down with my awesome coaches, come up with a game plan, and see what's up for the next part of my career.
Can't wait to see you back in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Brendan Meyers. Wait.
I just want to have one more message for everybody. If anyone is ever struggling with anything, give your life to Jesus. He's helped me so much in my life. He's changed my life, and he's helped me become a better man. So I just plead with you guys, seek God, seek Jesus Christ. Your life will get better.
Brendan Meyers, ladies and gentlemen.
First win for Brendan Meyers in nearly a year. He wants to go pro by the end of 2026. A huge congratulations to him. The 145 title comes to you next after this break. Every fight promotion starts with an idea, a vision, a belief that something greater can be built. 10 years ago in Price, Utah, Cody Bunderson took that first step, building Fierce Fighting Championship from the ground up. One gym, one fighter, and one show at a time. That vision would only grow as Zach Partridge and Sagen Champneys carried it forward, expanding the stage, raising the level, and bringing Fierce to a whole new audience. 10 years of battles, 10 years of sacrifice, 10 years of moments that change lives inside the cage and beyond it. We aren't just a promotion, we're a family. We are a proving ground, and we are the legacy of Utah MMA. 10 years strong, still fierce.
He's just getting hurt. That body shot.
Just stand here. Oh! Puzzle piece finishing blow! Anthony Castro folds another victim. There it is! Nasir Davis is unbelievable!
That right hand was nuclear.
What a fight. Back and forth we went. One of the best fights you will ever see in Utah. Make some noise!
Thank you, everybody, for coming out for our 10-year anniversary show. We put a lot of hours, a lot of thought, trying to build up this community, trying to build up this sport, and we have an incredible team to do it. Super grateful. There's a lot of people that do things behind the scenes to make this stuff happen. Sagen, him and his team, their guys are all over this venue, running all over the place. But of course, like, none of this could happen without Cody Bunderson, and carried the weight and created this platform for everybody to do anything, allowed me and Sagen to run this show and do it the way we do it. So thank you, Cody, for setting the stage, and thank you for giving us this incredible opportunity.
Man, that video was incredible. Thank you, guys. 10 years. Holy shit. It's been a ride, man. It has been a ride. A couple people, Derek, Gale, Brandon Wise, get your butts up in here. These two guys right here, from the beginning, were my two people that helped me build this from the ground up. Pioneers to this, old school. I mean, it's incredible to see where we've come from in little old Price, Utah, to where it is now with the incredible job that Zach and Sagen is doing. A lot of memories, a lot of fights. For me, it's always been about building the Utah MMA community and treating fighters right, like the way they're supposed to be treated. Being a former fighter myself, and it's seeing where we're at today is everything that I dreamed of and then some, from starting out in a bar in Price, Utah, to the Maverick Center, to the Maverick Center, to here, to Idaho Falls Mountain America Event Center. It's incredible, and I could not have asked to have done it with better friends. Every one of these guys right here I consider my best friends, and I could not have done it without them. Zach and Sagen, thank you for taking the torch and running with it and then some. It is incredible to see what you guys are doing. To the fighters, the fans, everyone that's been involved with this show, Thank you from the bottom of my heart, and here's to another 10 years. Let's 801 Utah MMA versus everybody. Let's go.
Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the main card.
So that incredible video was put together by our lead videographer, Caleb Roy, who has been with us since October of 2023. It has been months in the making to be able to put this all together. And I think we got a couple of tears out of some of the owners at Fierce.
I think Zach and Cody were teared up a little bit in there, as they should be. This is amazing. I mean, from where this show has come.
It's unbelievable. So happy to be here for this 10-year anniversary show.
You know, Cody had a very storied career, and we haven't talked about that a lot, but he was an outstanding fighter himself. So to see what he's been able to do, bringing the show along, and like he said, he was a fighter. He treated us like you should be treated. We were treated very respectfully. They did an outstanding job of matchmaking, and I just think that, it just is a testament to Cody and his career and where he's gone.
What a way to start up the main card. Let's get some fighters out with hoops.
Fierce fans, welcome to the main card. Everybody tuning into the pay-per-view and everybody here in Salt Lake City, Utah. I need to hear it for the Fierce Fighting Championship 10-year anniversary. Put your hands together and make some noise! Our first title fight of the evening is brought to you by JC Pro Design, the official printing partner of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our first two title fighters, Anthony Strickland Hicks and then Talon Carvalo, to the cage.
All right, first title opportunity for Anthony Strickland Hicks. Eric, he's won back-to-back, but a big jump as he'll look across at his most experienced opposition to date in Talon Carvalo.
Yeah, when I was doing a little bit of homework on this, 3 of his 5 wins are by strikes, and then we have Talon's resume. This could be very fast. Don't blink.
Yeah, Jason, 11th fight in just under 3 years. He made his debut here at Fierce Challenger Series 4 way back in March of 2023 versus Derek Jorgensen.
Yeah, I remember that fight, and it's good to see him back in here tonight. And we'll see. He's got a tough task ahead of him in Talon Carvalo because Talon is a handful.
Anthony Strickland Hicks, so impressive. He took a fight late last year on extremely short notice and bagged a win inside of a round with a right hook. He's won 2 in a row. He'll try to make it 3 with a belt to go with it. Well, within a 3-year window, the Pit SLC's Talon Carvalo has become a can't-miss prospect thanks to a perfect knockout rate when he wins. Tonight, the former amateur lightweight champion heads down 10 pounds as he'll look to add to his collection. Over a year since he graced the Fierce stage, back to a title is Talon Carvalo. Jason, he is a fan favorite for this Utah crowd, likely linked to his 100% KO rate.
Yeah, this kid he always bring it. He's athletic, he's good on the ground, he's fast on his feet, he finishes fights. He's one of my favorite fighters. I love watching Talon Carvalo fighting at 145. He looks really good at this weight class.
Yeah, Eric, his only losses are also to elite competition, a 14-1 combined record between Ammon Garcia, Logan Taylor, and David Goldenberg at the time of fighting him.
Yeah, Talon is very, very talented, very hard puncher. I spent a little time with him Actually, just about 5 weeks ago, and we probably worked on his right hand inadvertently for an hour. He hits really hard for us, especially coming down 10 pounds, that power is going to transfer more.
Talon Carvalo 1-3 in title fights in his career. The question is, can he get another one this evening? His 5th title fight in 6 walks, his first at Fierce since November of 2024 versus Logan Taylor, which Jason was an absolute all-timer. He is an entertainer for sure.
That was a great fight, and it's good to see somebody like that, even though that fight was a loss, he's got 5 rounds under his belt in a fight, and under his belt in a title fight. Like, this kid has got the experience.
145 for a belt between these two talents. Strickland Hicks, the wiser at 31 years of age, as Talon towers by 6 inches at 6 feet flat. Championship weight was hit by the two, as both corners want to capture a 6th win and belt. Jackson Hoops is in to set the championship stage.
Fierce fans, when this fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. This fight is scheduled for 5 rounds for the Fierce Fighting Championship Amateur Featherweight title. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 5 wins and 5 losses. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall and weighed in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of Warrior Camp, hailing from Spokane, Washington, Anthony Tarzan Strickland Hicks. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an amateur record of 5 wins and 3 losses. He stands 6 feet tall and also weighed in at 145 pounds. Fighting out of the Pit SLC, hailing from Salt Lake City, Utah, Talon Carvalo.
All right, went over the rules in the back, okay? Amateur rules, amateur fight. Listen, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times, or I will stop the fight. Do not hit the back of the head. You guys have any questions? Okay, touch gloves if you want.
A featherweight belt sits on the other side of this one, powered by JC Pro Design, Fierce's official printing partner, Anthony Strickland Hicks, back at Fierce in blue gloves. Talon Carvalo, down a weight class, rocking red gloves.
You heard the crowd pop when they announced Talon.
All of his wins have come by knockout. He is such an exciting fighter. Might have put a little bit too much on that one. He'll slip as Strickland Hicks tries to close inside.
Good footwork as Anthony was coming at him there.
Wild exchange between the two. Jason, this has been the pace all night.
It's been guns a-blazing since the first fight.
You know, you think Talon's fast, and then when you actually see him, he's really fast.
I just heard Ramsey say, take your time, so he's...
I think a little bit like I talked about in Brittany's fight, I'm sure Ramsey just wants him to settle his feet down. That's why he took that slip when he threw that head kick.
Talon targets upstairs. Eric, he is an absolute sniper like you mentioned. We've seen dead-eye accuracy in the past.
That smoothness with his footwork, I think you're going to see more. You're going to see that pay dividends as he hits an angle and hits Anthony.
Just missed the mark by Strickland Hicks. So flashy on his end. Down the pipe once again for Carvalo.
He
just massive
hard
crack
right
out of the Spokane fighter.
Came back with a hard right. See how he's in and out, and he recircles, or he circles back out. He's keeping his composure that way. He's also giving himself a little breathing room so that he can reset and be in this fight. It's impressive. And he's mixing it up to the body now.
It's a nice rip to the body.
Another deep cut by Carvalo with that one. He'll sit down Strickland Hicks.
Did you see how slick that was? He stepped through with the right and hit him with the left. That really short left hand is what dropped Anthony.
Nasty knees from Carvalo, now rolling downhill.
Punishing shots from Carvalo.
Anthony's not in this fight.
Pounding blows, belt 2 to Talon Carvalo. A perfect performance for the featherweights.
Impressive.
Hey, tell him how impressed I was with his footwork. That was slick.
I will make sure I mention
that. That was slick.
We knew the power would be potted up because of Talon Carvalo moving down 10 pounds. What a way to debut at 145.
He looked phenomenal tonight.
Well, sometimes you wonder if they get, okay, yeah, let's watch his footwork. He steps through with that right and then throws that short shot and just drops it. That was very, very smooth.
The rupturing cage as well from the effective ground and pound. John Carvalo in his corner. It's his first time in the corner for Talon. His dad says he knows him better than anyone. Didn't need him too much this time around. Some vicious knees by Talon Carvalo, and this is what closed it up, Eric.
Well, and yeah, he's smashing him with the knees, and I think the knees probably just took the rest of the wind out of Anthony's sails.
Another belt to add to the collection, Talon Carvalo. Let's give him his win.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Thomason has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes and 17 seconds of the very first round, declaring the winner by TKO and new undisputed featherweight champion, Talon Carvalo.
What's up, Jason?
Talon, how you doing, man? Quick work tonight. How you feeling, brother?
I feel good. It's been a long time since I've been back in the SLC, but we're here.
You're back, lighter weight class. Did you expect the fight to go that way tonight?
I expected the fight to go whichever way a fight goes. It don't matter. I'm going to dominate everywhere I go. I work for this.
My broadcast partner wanted me to mention that your footwork was beautiful tonight. Is that something you've been working on this little time off?
Of course, we're always working footwork, dude. Footwork, distance, and timing. That's how you win fights.
You won that fight. You're the champ now. What's next? Are you going to defend your belt or are you going to go pro?
I'd love to defend my belt once. Maybe May, maybe April. If somebody will accept the fight, I'll take it. But real quick, I want to thank my corner, Ramsey, the fucking man. I love you, bro. Thank you for everything you do for me. Mike, you're the homie. Thanks for coming in and supporting me. My dad, I got my dad in here. It's crazy, dude. He's here with the energy. He knows who I am, and he's always helping me out. And lastly, I want to dedicate this fight to my granddad. He's in the fight for his life right now, and he shows me how to fight every single fucking day. And I draw inspiration from that, and I admire him for it.
Well, Talon, I can't wait to see you get back in the cage again. Congratulations on a beautiful performance.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Talon Carvalo.
Your brand, on the move, wherever life takes you. Seen in the rush of adrenaline, in the freedom of the ride, in the heights of adventure, and the thrill of new perspectives. No limits, no borders, just your brand reaching new heights. Wherever the journey takes you, your business deserves to be seen. JC Pro Design. Wherever you go, make it visible.
Hi, I'm Jason Laporte, Fierce Fighting Championship commentator and general sales manager at Performance Honda in Bountiful. We are the fastest growing Honda dealership in the state, and we have one of the largest certified pre-owned inventories in the state of Utah. Our service department has master technicians with over 100 years experience collectively.
Bienvenidos a Performance Honda Bountiful, donde los atendemos en español y les ponemos una sonrisa todos los días.
Visit us at 2215 South 500 West or performancehondabountiful.com.
Don't forget that after party. Don't forget that after party.
So Talon Carvalo with an emphatic first round finish looks so good at 145.
You go downstairs after the fight.
Talon is scary. He was scary at 155. He looked in phenomenal shape. It looked like, to me, the weight cut beautifully. He looked in phenomenal shape. Very scary.
Well, and I'm always a little leery about guys going down too far in weight because there can be a diminishing return, but he looked so smooth and powerful there. That is his home.
And he ate a big shot and took it when just glanced off it.
Looks so good. We'll see how the two light heavyweights look. Hunter Bersley is up for a belt. We'll bring him out right now.
Fierce fans, our next title fight of the evening is brought to you by Underground Farm, the official wellness supplements of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next two title fighters, Patrick McKini and then Hunter Bersley, to the cage.
Just about a year since he cut the curtain, here is Patrick McKini. Jason, a fierce debut, but plenty established entering this one.
Yeah, he's going to have his hands full tonight with Hunter Bersley, but excited to see what he brings in tonight in his fierce debut.
Yeah, Eric, his first fight in 364 days, the longest break of his career. Also a gym switch from Agima to Rio Combat Team.
Well, sometimes you got to have a different look and you got to get a different perspective. Gym switches sometimes leave some guys a little butthurt, but sometimes it just has to happen. I know the guys at Agima are great, but maybe he's getting a better look or some more one-on-one at Rio.
Patrick McKini facing back-to-back unbeaten opponents. He was happy to raise his hand versus a guy like Hunter Bersley, who's got a lot less experience than him.
Yeah, he's got a lot less experience. But on the other hand, Hunter Bersley has looked phenomenal in his last couple outings.
Well, and you saw the two fighters that have come out of the pit earlier, and they all look phenomenal. So, you know, if his gym time is where it should be and he's that smooth, it could be a short night again, you know?
Yeah, Brody Gorson with success, as well as Talon Carvalo. Rio Combat Team's Patrick McKini steps inside. So on the other side of the curtain tonight is Hunter Bersley, a guy who has turned heads in a short window of time with 2 wins and 2 fast finishes. Tonight, he looks to heighten his hype as hardware is on the line. Two wins, 2 fast finishes, and now a title opportunity for the Pit SLC's Hunter Bersley. Jason, there's been little resistance to reach this milestone, 90 seconds of total cage time.
Yeah, I mean, the kid's been on a tear. Can I just say, does this seem like everybody that fights out of the pit just has a certain swagger about them? There's just like a certain confidence those guys walk into the cage with, like they're coming in here to dominate. And look at Talon Carvalo's in Hunter Bersley's corner after a dominant performance.
Yeah, Eric, he is a remarkably strong fighter, a 245-pound defensive end at Snow College back in the day, atop, obviously, what he's been able to do inside the cage.
Well, and that football physicality you definitely see when he's in the cage, and you know, he can bully guys. He's used to being bigger, so that obviously pays off in his MMA career.
We often talk about this. He comes from that family of Utah fighters. He is the nephew of James Birdog Bersley, his dad Ryan Bersley, also a fighter from the 2000s decade. Now his younger brother Ryder Bersley in the corner this evening for him as well. Made the trek out from California. He's currently playing college football, but came out here in support of his older brother.
Yeah, the Bersley name is well known in Utah MMA. If you paid any attention back in those early 2000s, his uncle was a terror back then.
Starts his fights with a head full of steam, a 24-second KO in his first fight, a 66-second submission in his second fight just 6 weeks ago opposite James Iono, who was in the corner for Patrick McKini. Another title, this one at 205. Hunter Bersley, the younger man at 24, he will hold the advantage in the height, stands at 6'4". Patrick McKini missed weight by half a pound. He is not eligible for the title tonight as Bersley posts that unbeaten record opposite an amateur veteran in McKini. Hooks is set, we'll send it over to him.
Fierce fans, when this fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. This fight is scheduled for 5 rounds for the Fierce Fighting Championship Amateur Light Heavyweight title. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding an amateur record of 4 wins and 3 losses. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall and weighed in above the contracted weight at 205 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of Rio Combat Team, hailing from Lehigh, Utah, Patrick McKini. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an undefeated amateur record of 2 wins and 0 losses. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 203 1/2 pounds. Fighting out of the Pit SLC, hailing from Holiday, Utah, Hunter Warhorse Bersley.
All right, guys, we went over the rules in the back. Amateur fight, amateur rules, okay? Listen, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times, or I will stop the fight. Do not hit the back of the head. Touch gloves if you want, back up.
And another amateur belt up for grabs thanks to Underground Farm, the official wellness supplement of Fierce FC. Patrick McKini's Fierce debut, he wears blue. Hunter Bersley looks to pop off yet again in black.
McKini missing weight by half a pound tells me that the camp change wasn't a good idea.
Massive start by Bersley, already got him on skates.
I don't think there's going to be a glove touch here. This fight might be over this soon.
McKini wants to grapple. Masonic Temple absolutely buzzing off these 2 light heavyweights. McKini looks for that back.
McKini needs to turn towards him. He needs to peel that arm and turn towards him. He needs to push up on the elbow and get it up past his forehead, not pull it down.
I don't know if that was smart of McKini to do. Well, maybe it is. Looks like he's climbing towards the back, but Bersley's got his leg. He's got that left leg. He's going to end up, Bersley's going to end up on top here.
Bersley wrestled growing up, also did minimal jiu-jitsu reps. He was a district champion as a kid growing up. Obviously getting a whole lot more grappling work over at the Pit SLC these days. McKini with 2 submission victories in his amateur career.
McKini's holding on to the head for dear life. He does not want Bersley to posture up.
And Jason, if that left leg gets loose, could be problems on bottom for McKini.
It could be a short night for McKini if Bersley can get his head free and his leg, that left leg free.
So McKini's hips aren't active here. I'd like to see Bersley reach down and push that left leg of McKini because I think he can just get right through it. The hard part might be because McKini's holding on to the head, but there the head's out.
About 1:10 to go, round 1. We are past the time of Hunter Bersley's entire amateur career already with a belt on the line. He'll move to mount.
So Bersley's got the hand trapped, and he's just going to pepper in here.
Some absolute sledgehammers right up against the broadcast booth. Bersley wants the neck.
He's got the right leg over for control, which is good. He's going to probably work that left one in.
Quick scramble between the two. Unable to get to mount. Now McKini remains on bottom. 20 ticks to go, round 1.
He's going to ride out the end of the round, which is what I would recommend too.
So a wild pace puts the Fierce fans on their feet. Hunter Bersley looks solid and remains on top for a lot of it.
Yeah, the crowd is on the edge of their feet here. Bersley, pretty dominant, stayed on top the whole fight. I thought McKini had made a mistake there by trying to jump on the back there. And did I miss something there, Eric?
No, I like Taliki a lot. So if I'm Ramsey, I'm going to tell Bersley, let's settle down with the striking. You've got a striking advantage. Let's slow our feet down just a little bit, get to some basics, get some points on the board. He's got power. He just needs to sit down and get to work with the striking.
It'll be interesting to see the uncharted territory. Like mentioned, Hunter Bersley, so explosive, such a fast starter. Never seen him in the second frame.
Yeah, I think the cardio is going to be there for Bersley. Something tells me he'll be okay coming into the second round.
You know, he controlled the top, but he didn't have to put a lot of weight or a lot of pressure to do it. I don't think that taxed his cardio much. But McKinney's breathing hard.
Again, McKinney's first fight in 364 days. Hunter Bersley fought here against McKinney's coach, James Iono, just 6 weeks ago. Chop to the
groin.
Right below the belt. McKinney goes down. That one was loaded up.
I don't know what everybody's booing about. You can hear that thing echo across the arena here.
You heard it. I could hear it through the headphones. That hollow sound, folks, that's a shot to the groin.
Looks like we've got it.
Yep, right there.
Immediate reaction on the side of McKinney.
Well, and it was flush straight across the cup. So Bersley in a left-handed stance, I'd like to see him lead with that power left. He can split the gloves of McKinney.
Again, McKinney's 8th amateur walk. Not his first rodeo by any means. He is 1-1 in title fights, 2-1 at light heavyweight in his most recent walks. Trying to get the job done in this one. Again, he's not eligible for the belt, but right now more than anything, just trying to get himself back into this fight following a low blow.
How do you miss weight by half a pound?
He had initially weighed in 1.5 pounds over and lost 1 pound in an hour, if that adds any context to it.
He had weight to lose. He should have been at weight. He shouldn't have needed an hour.
Shave the beard and the head, and you're there.
Get in the sauna that morning, and you're there. I have very strong feelings against weight missers. Sorry. I'm opinionated. I get it.
Looks as though McKinney is just about ready to get things going. He is walking and pacing once again. Tyler Tomlinson will check in once again to the fighter out of the blue corner.
Well, the more McKinney hangs on, the more Bersley gets a rest too.
That's what I was just going to say, yeah.
And Bersley, as explosive as he is going to come out hard. Like, Bersley's going to come at him.
A little bit of a break, just 11 seconds into round number 2. An extended break between these two from frame 1 to frame 2. Back to it.
I'd like to see that left lead.
Rupturing leg kicks, followed up by McKinney.
Great timing.
Matting down Bersley.
So Bersley was throwing the kick, how I say it blind, so he's not setting the kick up with a hand. McKinney just had to time it.
McKinney's looking for a choke here. Once again, he went to his back. I don't know if I like McKinney going to his back like that.
Well, you can't choke him because he can't arch his head.
Yeah, it looked like he was going for some type of no-gi Ezekiel, but hard to get. He needs to turn in. He needs to explode.
Yeah. Bersley probably should have secured a limb there to not let McKinney rotate back on top.
Off of your screen, but we saw one Bersley family member run up to the cage and say, "Get up, get up. Bersley on bottom with 1:45 to go, round 2.
Why didn't I ever just stand up?
Just stand up.
All you have to do is stand up.
Bersley's going to end up on the back of McKini here, or he's going to end up getting that arm.
Well,
That's
McKini
tight.
can't.
That's tight. He's going to get that.
He's trying to get the crucifix so he can.
No,
He's got a tap. Patrick McKini flips the light heavyweights on her head.
I thought he was trying to go for the crucifix so he could ground and pound, but he was working the arm in.
Yeah,
he had the leverage on the arm.
Yep, that was beautifully done by McKini. Beautifully done.
What a way to debut at Fierce. Patrick McKini is not your amateur light heavyweight champion, but he will notch his 5th amateur victory.
You know, that was slick, though. The way he set that up, because I thought he was just going to try to get the crucifix here and ground and pound, but he straightens his hips out.
I thought Bersley was going to be able to sneak out towards the back and end up on the back, but
I actually thought Bersley is the exact same thing. He'd be able to push the arm up, get his head out, and come around the back. Obviously, he knew what McKini had the plan, though. That's something you practice in the room.
Beautiful execution from McKini.
So that is submission win number 3. His last win was by submission as well in August of 2024. Patrick McKini, a year and a half away from a victory, but just isolated a limb to get a big one at the Masonic Temple.
I love the sportsmanship. You know, they were talking some smack beforehand, but you know, it's all good after, and hats off to McKini. That was a very smooth submission.
Now 2-1 in title fights, 3-1 in this weight class. Has a couple of wins from his submission prowess. The switch over to Rio Combat Team finds itself successful. As for Hunter Bersley, put up quite the fight. So explosive. Hope to see him again very soon. Bersley makes his way over to the center. Jackson Hoops is ready to trigger.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute and 32 seconds of the 2nd round, declaring the winner by submission due to a Tessa Takami arm lock, Patrick McKini.
You got your mouthpiece out? Oh, cool. All right, we're gonna face here. Come on over here. You going to get interviewed? Nice show of respect here from the fighters here. Patrick, impressive performance tonight. We're gonna face the camera right there. Impressive performance tonight. It looked like the game plan was kind of negate some of his striking. Okay, all right.
First and foremost, I just want to give all praise to my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I want to say thank you to everybody that came out here to support me. And then I want to thank my wife, beautiful woman. She's amazing. She got me through this, I promise you. She pushed me when I needed to be pushed, so I love you so much. And another thing, I want to thank the Shark Tank Rio Combat Team. James, Taki, man, yes sir. Thank you.
So was the game plan tonight to come in here and kind of negate some of his striking? That's what it seemed like. What was the game plan coming in here tonight?
The game plan was to watch out for his kicks. I mean, obviously I didn't watch out for all of them, but that one I checked, and then I came with the 2 and hit him, and he failed. That's what we practiced. That's what we were in there practicing. And it happened, and I made it happen.
So what's next for me? Where do you go from here? Are we going to see you back in the Fierce Fighting Championship cage?
Oh, definitely. You'll see me back here. I'm supposed to be the champ right now, but some things happened. But now, the next fight, that belt is mine. I don't care who's in it. I don't care who's on the other side of the cage from me. I'm getting that belt.
Can't wait to see you back in the cage. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up, Patrick McKini.
Thanks, sir. Great fight.
Rockwell time. Live unrivaled.
Jay's Tire Pros proudly serves the Bountiful community, a family-owned local business for nearly 30 years. Still serving Davis County with pride, Jay's Tire Pros has been your neighborhood experts in tires, wheels, auto repair, and brake service for almost 3 decades. At Jay's, customer service always comes first. Our expert team helps you find the perfect tires for your car, truck, or SUV and get you back on the road fast. We also handle everything under the hood: oil changes, brakes, alignments, shocks, struts, and transmission services, all at competitive prices. Whether you drive foreign or domestic, you can count on Jay's Tire Pros for honest work, reliable service, and the best care in Davis County. Jay's Tire Pros, proudly serving our community for nearly 30 years and keeping Davis County moving safely and smoothly.
So Patrick McKini will not be the amateur light heavyweight champion, but I don't think there's going to be any argument for him to be up for it next, as he obviously comes away with that submission victory over an unbeaten Hunter Bersley. Amateur action is done. The pros are next at 135, Michael Andor and Martin Velasquez.
Fierce fans, our next fight of the evening is brought to you by Rockwell Watches, the official watch and sunglasses of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our next 2 fighters, Martin Velasquez and then Michael Andor to the cage.
One of 2 subspecialists tonight at 135 is Martin G-Dog Velasquez. Eric, just under 2 weeks to get primed for tonight, but been a consistent competitor since he made his amateur debut nearly 4 years ago.
Well, and that happens a lot. We talked about that in my career. I took a couple of fights on 2 weeks' notice. If you're in the gym all the time, you can be ready. The hard part gets to be where if you got to cut a lot of weight, you got to factor that in. But you know, hats off. He was ready and prepped, and he comes from a good gym, so you know he's going to have had the reps put in.
Yeah, Martin Velasquez, you saw him come out with that Filipino flag. He's from Pampanga, Philippines, in the Luzon region. Been training for about 7 years. Started in 2019. And Jason really only fought on big regional stages exclusively at APFC and CFFFC.
Yeah, when you're coming out of a gym like a Street Couture, you're going to get those big shows, calling you up. And I don't know if you guys saw the face-offs last night, but this was a very intense face-off. This is going to be a great scrap.
Yeah, Martin got in Michael's face and said, "I'm going to knock you out." Michael basically said, "Try me."
Well, you know, you call your shot. It's like baseball. I'm going to hit it over the wall.
Martin Velasquez never lost back-to-back fights in his career dating back to his amateur days in 2022. He'll try to keep it that way tonight. All right, a long lead up to tonight to see Michael Andor grace the Fierce cage. Jason, his 3rd pro walk in a 9-month span, as he's already posted plenty of stellar submission wins over the years.
Yeah, this guy's a submission specialist. Martin's going to try to knock him out. This is one that I had marked on my list as possible fight of the night tonight.
Yeah, Eric, a 100% round 1 submission rate as an amateur and pro. He's done it 5 times overall, 4 by choke, 1 by joint lock in the pro debut.
Well, and you know, maybe Martin knowing that, he wants to knock him out before we can get to the ground, because like we talked about earlier, every fight starts on the feet. So who's going to impose their will on who here is going to be the interesting question.
Yeah, Michael Jamie Andor faced some tough names over the years, including Kawhi Thompson, Edgar Sortho, and Kobe Fair. All high-level guys. All of them were pretty competitive.
Yeah, very, very competitive. And look, man, this guy's fighting out of the pit. We've seen these guys bring it all night tonight. And we see Bersley in this corner walking out with him, too.
First time fighting in Utah since November of 2024 when he submitted Edgar Sortho on short notice. He's dangerous as well when you dip your head. He loves guillotines and darces. He's recorded 3 front headlock chokes over the course of his career.
Sneaky.
He's got the timing of it, so he's watching for that. So I'm sure Martin knows this as well. So how are we going to see Martin move his head and his feet to make sure he doesn't get himself in that position?
4-1 amateur from 2021 to 2024. Got a submission win in June of last year. Lost a unanimous decision in September of last year. First for the pros at 135, a couple of years younger is the local Michael Jamie Andor. He is also a couple inches taller at 5'9". Both slide beneath that bantamweight threshold as each looks to get another notch in their win column.
Fierce fans, this fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the professional bantamweight division. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record of 2 wins and 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 136 pounds. Fighting out of Extreme Couture, hailing from the Philippines, Martin G-Dog Velasquez. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding a professional record of 1 win and 1 loss. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall and weighed in at 135 pounds. Fighting out of the Pit SLC, hailing from Lehi, Utah, Michael Jamie Andor. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge, Tyler Tomlinson.
Big thank you to Rockwell, designers of the official Champions Watch of Fierce FC. They also power this pro matchup. Martin Velasquez on 2 weeks' notice in blue gloves. Michael Jamie Andor throws in red. Huge spinning elbow. And that hurts for Martin Velasquez.
Right on the temple.
Yeah, that
right
hurt.
out of the gate.
You blink, you might miss it, Jason.
Yeah, that was fast.
Michael's still got his wits about him. I think it might have flashed him a little bit, but he's gotten right into the dominant position, and he's looking for that front headlock.
I will mention all of Velasquez's losses have come by decision. All of his wins are by submission. Hasn't recorded a knockout in his career, but you might be able to trick me with what he just did to open up round 1.
Yeah, that was a beautiful.
That's how you know we're in a pro fight.
Yeah,
hits him
Velasquez,
with the elbow.
As soon as Jamie Andor's got that hand around the neck, Velasquez fought it right off, so he's privy to it.
Right over in that Extreme Couture corner for Martin Velasquez, Brian Harper making the trek out with him. Jamie Andor, also a former title challenger at Steel Fist as an amateur.
So Jamie Andor's just controlling this leg. That's what's keeping Martin from popping up, just standing up. He's doing a great job of control here.
Jamie Andor tries to climb up. Velasquez active on bottom.
Martin's guard's very active too here. He's moving his hips. He's got that foot on the hip, making sure he's keeping some distance. He's hitting him with some elbows. He's doing a good job from his back.
Yeah, staying very active, keeping the feet on the hips.
A 3-1 amateur from 2022 to 2023 is Velasquez, now his 6th professional walk. Heavy pressure by the fighter out of the Pit SLC. Mean elbows from bottom, score for Velasquez. Halfway point, round one. A little bit of blood comes off of the face of Jamie Andor as well. You will likely see it should we go back to the bar stools, but lots of grappling going on early on in this one. A short strike goes for Jamie Andor.
So Martin has the knockdown, but Jamie Andor is controlling here and has controlled the majority of the fight.
Still active, crisp shot goes for the local fighter.
That control's pretty impressive.
Yeah, he worked right into the half guard there. That was beautiful. Slid the knee to the side.
Nice butterfly guard by Velasquez. Jamie Andor closes inside once again.
Yeah, Velasquez created some space, but he wasn't able to get up from it.
It's been active the entire time, despite not a whole lot of action, obviously. Down on the ground, no submission attempts per se.
This is exhausting. So
moved all the way across to the other side of the cage.
So for both fighters, Michael keeping him down, keeping active, putting pressure on him, but then Martin also having to keep an active guard, make sure he's not getting into a position. He's carrying the weight of Michael here, and it gets very tiring.
Here's the thing that's going to be interesting. Jamie Andor has had the control time. Velasquez was very active from the bottom, throwing up submissions, landing some nice crisp elbows. Now Jamie Andor is doing some damage. He's going to need to do that if he wants to win this round, because they're not going to judge it just off of control. The judges want to see damage.
Yeah, and in my opinion, you should always be giving it to the guy that's trying to finish.
And we've seen in the past, guys that have sat on top of the whole round but didn't do any damage. The guy in the bottom's landing the damage, and he ends up getting scored the round.
Lots of control time for Michael Jamie Andor as we head back to the bar stools.
Now, I'll be curious to see if this goes to the judges, how that round was scored.
Very interesting. It opened up with a fiery start out of Martin, but we got a smile out of Ramsey Nijum's guy in Michael Jamie Andor, who likely has 3.5+ minutes of control time after that first round.
He definitely had the control time there. Not a lot of damage while he was in there, and that, like I said, that could be big.
Well, and if you look at the scoring, typically it's damage then control.
And I will say, talking to the judges who have been on national scenes and spent some time with some UFC judges, and a cut over the eye. And that has been a topic of conversation with these judges is they want to see damage. They don't want to see this control from that elbow. Beautiful.
Yeah, the timing of that spinning elbow was beautiful. And the good thing for Jamie Andor is that it's in a good spot. It's off the side enough that if it does openly bleed, it shouldn't get too much in his eye. So who recovered better? That's going to be what we see. Because I know from being in these situations, that first round was tiring.
A little bit of blood coming from that left eyebrow of Jamie Andor. Velasquez so active to start things up, but it was all the grappling on the other side of the cage that got the job done in round number one. Big blitz inside. Tried to close distance, unable to do so. Back to the center we go.
You can negate a lot of a wrestler's ability with clean footwork and movement side to side.
And I feel like he's listening to you, Eric, because he's doing that right now.
Nice leg kick lands for the Extreme Couture fighter. Back down to the grappling we go.
He's going for a front headlock.
Velasquez, both of his submission wins as a professional are by rear naked chokes. Squeezing for his life right now, Jason.
He is squeezing. I don't know if that's going to be very smart to do.
If he doesn't get it, there's going to be some lactic acid in that arm.
Doing everything he can to close this one inside the distance. Plenty of time to work here in round number 2. Jamie Andor escapes.
Velasquez likes that butterfly guard.
So many of his fights have spent time here. When you talk about the data, obviously 2 submission victories, also 3 losses by unanimous decision. He is wrestled very often.
So I'd like to see Velasquez push that head, turn to his right, and post on that right arm and start trying to work his legs out. And he's trying to create distance, but Jamie Andor didn't have to work real hard for that takedown. It was really smooth, the entry in it right into the cage. And he was able to suck Martin's legs together, which is why he got the takedown without a big struggle.
Just nonstop positional jockeying by the 2.
Velasquez is doing a good job at guard retention, but he's going to have to get off his back if he's going to want to win this fight.
Yeah, I agree. Jamie Andor's working the body here a little bit, ground and pound. I'd like to see him go body, body, head, and alternate up a little bit.
Just a little more activity from the top from Jamie Andor's now. He's going to pass again to half guard.
Gets past that knee.
I think he's trying to trap the arm, or was trying to trap the arm with the knee a little bit. Then he'd be able to open up.
Velasquez doing a good job not letting him get that crossface there. And just as I say that, he gets it. Just relentless pressure from Jamie Andor's right now. This is exhausting.
It is so tiring.
When this fight was forecasted, it was expected to be heavy on the grappling side of things. Michael Jamie Andor been the man on top, really finding the best of things positionally. Been wanting to isolate that arm as well, Jason. Looks like potential head and arm might be slowly being worked towards.
Well, Velasquez is doing a good job fighting off that left arm of Jamie Andor's to stop the crossface from it. Now he's back in the guard again. So Velasquez, great guard retention, but just not enough to get off or sweep Jamie Andor's right now.
Well, and it was really smooth how he did it, because Jamie Andor was in side control briefly, and he was able to work his left leg back under him.
You could tell Velasquez is he knows that some type of choke is coming, and he's fighting it.
Tyler Tomlinson says we need to see a little bit more action. Back up to the standing exchanges, under 30 seconds to go here in round number 2.
And Velasquez is taking a couple of deep breaths there, getting up.
Nice leg kick lands for Velasquez.
Velasquez is drilling that calf.
Yeah, 2 big shots too.
Another spinning attack by Martin Velasquez late round 2.
See that big breath by Velasquez right when the bell rang.
Yeah, he's winded here. That being on the bottom for 5 minutes is tough work.
I know that when you're in there, you can feel when somebody breaks, and you can. It's like you feel the wind come out of them, and it looked a little bit like that. I mean, I refrain judgment because Velasquez has been in the fight the whole time, but
looked really strong in those final seconds. If this thing stays standing, he might have the edge on that side, Jason.
He landed some thudding leg kicks there to the calf. He landed a couple nice shots.
When I think Velasquez is, he may be a little disheartened because the stand-up hasn't come to fruition.
You mentioned it, Eric, in the beginning of that second round. He needs to have that side-to-side movement. As soon as he backed straight up against the fence, he got taken down.
So, and typically, most guys will just go front to back. Like you looked at Talon, he was very side to side, and that I would like to see that out of Velasquez.
Third and final round. Been basically 50-50 in terms of who is the sharper edge inside of there. Jamie Andor, more so the wrestling side of things. But Martin Velasquez, certainly when standing, has had the upper hand. Another choppy leg kick goes for him.
Velasquez needs to press the action a little bit here, I feel like.
He's got to get off the fence here, too. This is what's got him taken down in the second and the first.
Nice poppy jab. Enters inside
Exact
for Jamie
same shot.
Yep.
Exact same shot as the second round.
And fatigue could have played into that.
Yeah, you're getting worn down. You start to slow down.
It was in the scouting report for Martin Velasquez that he is so defensively sound on bottom. Very good at, more than anything, just playing the grappling game. But Michael Jamie Andor just looked so good.
He's negated any submission attempts, but he's also not winning here.
Right.
You know, playing off his back isn't winning him the fight.
Yeah, Jamie Andor is trying to set up that arm triangle there, but every time he goes to get the crossface, Velasquez is fighting off that left arm.
I'd like to see Velasquez use the cage to get up. Don't try to push yourself along the edge of the cage. Push your back up on the cage and use the cage to help you stand.
I think he's so focused, he's trying to stop that choke.
Yeah, and it could be, you know, the offense of Jamie Andor's occupying him so that it's a lot harder. I mean, you know, like I said earlier, it's not just standing up.
Jamie Andor went for a big strike upstairs. Velasquez ate it. Was able to re-guard once again. Here out of the Pit SLC corner to go body, head. Some more strikes from the top on the side of Jamie Andor.
Velasquez is going to have to explode here. I don't know if he has the gas tank right now.
There's not enough in the tank. His feet were in the right position. He would have just had to really push.
And explode.
Just about 12 and a half minutes into this one. Half a round to go before the Pete Suazo Utah Athletic Commission is back up.
Tyler stood him up in the second, though. He may here too if this ends up being a stalemate.
There it is. I mean, not a lot of damage being done. Velasquez is doing a good job, like I said, with the guard retention and fighting off any damage. But once it goes to the ground, he just can't get up.
Well, and this is his opportunity to try to get some points and get back in this.
Nice striking down the middle by Jamie Andor, matched by Velasquez. G-Dog with a vicious rip over the top as well. There's another. Jamie Andor says, bring it on. Right back at home.
Same shot. Jamie Andor's timing on that shot is very smooth.
Been impeccable thus far. Takedowns in every single round.
Ramsey's telling him to post up on his head and keep it pinned and then transition to the elbow for some grounded pound.
A little interesting tidbit on Martin Velasquez. His first fight on the West Coast, he's competed in Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Virginia, and New Jersey. Michael Jamie Andor's first fight back in Utah in quite some time as well. Looks good on him. 35 ticks before we see scorecards.
It's only our second fight to go to decision tonight.
Correct.
Finishes except for one, right?
Brody Gorson and Kate Olsson went to the decision, and now Michael Jamie Andor and Martin Velasquez likely to stroll that way as well.
Jamie Andor's just ripping to the head with some hammer fist.
Pitt SLC 2-1 this evening up to this point. Wins by Talon Carvalo and Brody Gorson. And Michael Jamie Andor be the third. Martin Velasquez, very impressive on the feet.
Yeah, he looked very good. He threw a nice spinning elbow in that first round. He just didn't have an answer to get up from the bottom once he got taken down. And short notice fight for him as well.
2 weeks notice.
2 weeks notice coming up.
That's definitely something to take into account.
Yeah.
It's hard to prep for a guy in 2 weeks.
Especially a guy that's going to be coming forward, grappling heavy, pressure.
And Jamie Andor has his game plan in every fight. He's going to try to pressure on top, and you know, it's not going to vary a lot depending on who he's fighting. But as an answer to that, you know, to train for that in 2 weeks is very difficult.
So for Martin Velasquez, his first fight of 2026, his first in 9 months. Every year he's competed at least twice in a calendar. See Jordan Gonzalez, who just fought here a couple of weeks ago. On the flip side, Michael Jamie Andor was controlled for the majority of the last bout that he was in versus the two-time All-American Kobe Fair. Did put up a fight, but nonetheless, he turns the tables and he is more so the aggressor on the grappling side of things. It smiles out of the Pitt SLC. They think they've gotten it done, Eric. It'll be interesting to see, but likely leans that way given control time.
My opinion, Jamie Andor handily won this just based on control, based on takedowns. You know, Velasquez just didn't have an answer to get up and get back to any kind of game plan that he wanted to work.
See that big gash on his left eyebrow. Thought that might be a little bit of a bigger player in this one, but certainly wasn't. So much wrestling, so much takedown success. Let's see what sways the judges.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 29-28, 30-27, and 30-27, declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Michael Jamie Andor!
You got your mouthpiece out? You got your mouthpiece out? We'll come to this side. We're good? All right, we're going to face this camera right here. Ladies and gentlemen, here with the winner. Dominant performance tonight. Once the fight went to the ground, you were dominant. Was there anything that threw you off? He hit you with the spinning back elbow in that first round. It looked like it kind of hurt you.
Oh yeah, I didn't know it hit me at first. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? But, you know, I got my composure back. I took the fight where I'm comfortable. And yeah, I just got he was better on the ground than I thought he was. So it was hard for me to land ground and pound like normal or go for the sub. So props to him. He took the fight on short notice, so I appreciate him for coming through.
So what's next for you?
You know, this fight showed me that I have a lot to work on, but I'm even hungrier than before, so let's get it.
All right, can't wait to see you back. Ladies and gentlemen, get up your winner, Jamie Andor.
Phenomenal striker, well-rounded, black belt in jiu-jitsu. Yeah, this kid was one of the top prospects in the state a couple years ago.
Oh! Out completely cold. Cross Hughes is back in a big way. How about a knee this time?
I'm saying it might have been the best amateur performance I've ever seen, period, right?
This guy is just a wrecking ball. Oh my goodness.
Michael Jamie Andorge, a big win at Fierce for him as he goes to the decision. So to close out 2025, Mauro Gutierrez cemented himself with a fight of the night in which he mixed the martial arts as beautifully as anyone. Meanwhile, Chris Anderson has been patiently waiting in the wings as he's cleared 7 straight. Tonight, the two collide for a definitive answer as to who's on top at 125.
Put your hands together and make some noise!
Chris Anderson opposite Mauro Gutierrez.
I love watching this guy. I love the energy he brings in the cage.
His resume is rampant of the best that this sport has to offer.
Said this guy fights. He's doing everything. He's well-rounded. He's fast. Good scrambles. Good wrestling. Good striking.
Has not lost under the Fierce banner.
This is a cool fight.
And new flyweight champion,
Fierce fans, our co-main event and final title fight of the evening is brought to you by Jay's Tire Pros, the official tire of Fierce Fighting Championship. Please welcome our final 2 title fighters, Mauro Gutierrez and then Chris Anderson to the cage.
Got back in the win column and now a belt up for grabs tonight. Enter Mauro Gutierrez. Jason, he had one of the best showings of the year last December, which aligns him with another ace tonight.
That's the best I've seen Mauro Gutierrez look. His boxing was on point. Slick movement, talking about footwork all night with Eric Iman. Mauro Gutierrez's footwork was crisp. His counterpunching was crisp. He looked phenomenal. This is a great fight tonight.
Yeah, Eric, he has not lost under the Fierce banner either. 4 of those wins as a professional, 3 of them here at Fierce.
He is a cardio machine. You know, watching a couple of his last fights, he just has that gas tank and he can turn it up anytime.
2 trips and a knockdown as well in his surgical December win versus a tough syndicate prospect in Kudratala Babacar Hill. We really couldn't believe it on the call.
Yeah, I mean, the first round was super competitive in that fight, but after that, Gutierrez just took over with his boxing.
A jiu-jitsu brown belt, is the fighter out of Cache Valley Martial Arts in Logan, Utah. Distributed a lot of damage in December. Does not waver in tough spots. We have seen that throughout all of his fights. Very impressive out of him. Only been finished once in his career. Goes to decision 72% of the time. The gas tank is certainly primed as well.
Yeah, both of these guys, both of these fighters have gas tanks tonight. This is going to be this is a great title fight.
Well, and it shows evolution in Gutierrez because the fights that I remember seeing, and I know that I called one for sure, it was very ground-centric. So if he's improving, then he can dictate where he wants to win.
Seventh straight with an 8th in his sights is Chris Anderson. Eric, he hasn't lost in 3.5 years, which has aligned him for his first shot at a prestigious pro title.
And watching Chris fight, he's kind of a bully in there, and he's very physical, and I think it'll show. It's going to be interesting to see how Mauro handles that, because as I recall, Chris is a very pressure fighter.
Yeah, Chris is a dog. Chris is a dog. The evolution of his game since he started fighting, he improves every fight. Slick on the ground, good striking. Chris Anderson, like I said, could be fight of the night.
Yeah, and Jason, a guy who's always on his A game in the cardio department. Back-to-back fights have gone to the scorecards. Back-to-back have seen a unanimous for him.
Yeah, and like I said, back and forth, both gas tanks. top-notch. This is about as competitive a title fight as you can make in Utah MMA right now.
Chris Anderson turned pro almost a year and a half ago. Also the last time he fought at flyweight. His last two have been at bantamweight, but still a smooth weight cut for him. Very calculated in that approach. Puts so much into his camps, constantly leveling up, according to his fellow teammates at 4'7" in Agima Jiu-Jitsu and MMA in Provo. Big thank you to R&R Barbecue for sponsoring this tale of the tape. As we will trigger it, Anderson, the older combatant at 30, also the taller of the two at 5'7". No issues with weight at 124 and 125, as the crown of Utah's top flyweight resides on the other side of this one. Hoops is in to send you off.
Fierce fans, when this fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. This fight is scheduled for 5 rounds for the Fierce Fighting Championship flyweight title. Introducing the first fighter, fighting out of the red corner, holding a professional record of 4 wins and 3 losses. He stands 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighed in at 125 pounds. Fighting out of Cache Valley Martial Arts, hailing from San Clemente, California, by way of Logan, Utah, Mauro El Angel Gutierrez. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding an undefeated professional record of 3 wins and 0 losses. He stands 5 feet 7 inches tall and weighed in at 124 pounds. Fighting out of Agima Jiu-Jitsu and MMA, hailing from Springville, Utah, Utah's flyweight, Chris Anderson.
All right, guys, went over the rules in the back. This is pro rules, pro fight, okay? Listen and obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times, or I will stop the fight. You guys have any questions? Okay, touch gloves if you want.
Utah's top flyweights, center stage, fueled by Jay's Tire Pros, the official tire of Fierce FC. Mauro Gutierrez, geared in white. Chris Anderson, fashions black. So active when standing is Chris Anderson, very shifty in his movement. Fast as can be is Mauro Gutierrez on the other side.
Anderson just tried a little trip there. Pro fight, straight leg kicks to the knees.
Nice combination goes for Gutierrez. Vicious knees as well, followed up by Anderson. Jason, you called it like a book. This is looking like a fight of the night, the way these two are distributing right now.
Yeah, this is kind of surprising me because usually Chris is the one bullying the people in there, like Eric said, and now Mauro's the one getting Chris up against the fence here.
Mauro does have a judo background along with boxing and mixed martial arts. Anderson finds his way to the top amidst that trip.
Kind of a bad position to try to roll. He looked like he was trying to hip toss him, but he's right back up.
Slick back take by Mauro.
I got a feeling this is going to be a back and forth fight for 25 minutes.
5 5-minute rounds for this one. Fierce FC gold on the line between these two. The top flyweights in the Beehive State.
Mauro secured the body triangle. It's going to make it much more difficult to spin, but Anderson's gotten it loose.
Covers up the mouth as well, makes things a little bit uncomfortable for Anderson.
That makes me so mad.
Chris made a mistake there. He got his arm, let his left arm get trapped there.
Gutierrez had suspected that Anderson would want to grapple with him. It has certainly been high on the priority list for this camp.
Maybe it's Chris that's holding onto that arm there. It looks like he's the one that's holding that leg.
my opinion, that arm's going to keep him stuck there.
Yeah, I don't know if he's trying to stop the body lock in there. I can't really tell, but he's holding Morrow's right leg with his left arm there. And maybe he's trying to keep that opening there so he can position his hips as they move.
So if you're Morrow, you start hitting him with the left hand because he can't defend it as well, which he's bracing with the right. He's trying to get that left arm under the neck. Then he'll let go and transition grips.
Again, Chris Anderson been so impressive. He hasn't lost since September of 2022, 7 in a row. Obviously 3 as a professional in order to get this title opportunity. Surviving well amidst everything, under 2 minutes to go, round 1. Some elbows towards those quads.
Working that knee, trying to get that body lock off, or working the elbow, trying to get that body lock off.
That's going to hurt tomorrow.
So I defend knees that way, where I just try to drop my elbow, because if you hit him between the quad, it sucks.
Chris says, I'm fine, I'm fine. He's got his head high, which is good. He's keeping his hips off the mat, which is kind of keeping him out of danger right now.
And he's pushing Morrow back towards the cage, which makes it harder for Morrow to extend his hips if he were to try to lock in the choke. Oh.
Mauro trying to lock something up. Not a whole lot of time remaining in round number 1. He has been here for so much of the first frame. It's extremely rare that it's Anderson being controlled for the majority of 5 minutes.
Yeah, we haven't seen that. Morrow, a lot of control time in this first round right now. But Chris staying active.
Final seconds, round 1 of a possible 5. All good on the side of Anderson. Right underneath that chin late. We'll bookmark the action headed into round number 2, but the first 5 minutes fall to the Logan, Utah fighter.
You just heard Chris's corner was over there saying, hey, there's 4 rounds left, you're fine.
So I used to face the cage because I would get so transfixed into seeing what my opponent was doing. I couldn't even get my heart rate down because I wanted to go back.
They're both facing the cage. Both corners intense.
Kofi Atsitso, Cody Udi, and Lionel Hogan on that Mauro Gutierrez side. A little bit of coaching on the end of that rear naked choke attempt late in round number 1. Few more seconds, that really could have been an issue, Eric.
Well, and Chris knew, he heard the 10-second knock. He knew even if he got it, he could ride it out.
A little bit of work to do here in round number 2. Tyler Tomlinson checks in on Gutierrez and the amount of Vaseline that went on his face. Chris Anderson pacing on the other side, saying his time, his belt. 5 more minutes on this Fierce FC proving ground.
Thought Morrow was going to snap that kick.
Strong counters by Gutierrez. Nice chop to the breadbasket as well. Gutierrez, his instincts are there. Anderson rips over the top. Bullied up against the cage. Gutierrez gets to the top.
Kind of ragdolled Chris there.
That's twice now.
Straight just horsepower.
Yeah, it's basically a repeat of the first round. Anderson gets him up against the fence, and then it's Gutierrez that ends up on top. Impressive performance again by Gutierrez.
Says he feels like it's all finally starting to come together for him. Obviously, 3 losses as a professional. A lot of those were in the wrestling department. Did get finished once by TKO back in October of 2024. But right now, the guy doing the damage when a lot of people thought Anderson would have the edge in grappling.
Yeah, you don't see the deficiency in Gutierrez in the ground, that's for sure.
It's a striking that one in the last fight, and now we're seeing the groundwork in this fight. He's always had great jiu-jitsu.
Just shows he's developing and growing. You know, it shows he's putting in the work in the gym. Very impressive.
And now will Chris have to change his game plan? And I don't know if you really want to stand with Morrow with the way his boxing is.
His counter-striking is unbelievable.
His counter-striking looked phenomenal the last fight. Chris is going to have to do something to get a sweep here or work his way up to the top.
Well, like we were talking about, Chris is usually the bully, but Gutierrez looks like the more powerful guy.
We'll mention this as well. If this is to ride out the way it's been going so far, that'll be 2 rounds to none for Mauro as he steps over to side control. And Chris will have to go 3-0 in the final 3 rounds, Jason.
Yeah, he's in a lot of trouble right now because right now Gutierrez is controlling this fight. And we haven't seen Anderson in this kind of trouble in a long time.
Kofi Edzizo pleading to keep position on top. Back to the back for Gutierrez. Anderson active from a position that doesn't have a whole lot of options.
Smart from Gutierrez not to squeeze his arms out. He's just kind of controlling Anderson right now. Kind of frustrating him. Throwing the submission attempts up, but not really going for broke with it.
Well, and Anderson didn't have an answer for this position in the first at all.
Gutierrez tried to hook that left arm once again, similar to how he did in the first round. Might be there now.
Gutierrez is just smart with that because he gets the choke, he recognizes that he doesn't have it, and then lets it go.
Under a minute to go, round 2. Kofi Edzizo now saying to punch to open up the choke potentially. Chris Anderson, obviously not his first rodeo. Been defensively sound thus far.
Chris Anderson's going to make it really difficult for Gutierrez to get that choke in. He's going to have to land a little more damage.
Well, and Morrow's coach is yelling to him he needs to extend his hips to finish the choke, but where Morrow's head is, he can't extend his hips because he's against the cage.
Anderson's close to reversing this here, but it's hard with that body lock on. That's a tight body lock.
Right over by that Agima corner through the entirety of round number 2. Anderson able to unlock this one. Mauro Gutierrez, a solid first 10 minutes of this championship bout.
So almost identical to the first round.
A little bit of frustration on the side of Chris Anderson, Jason.
Yeah, we haven't seen that for a while. It's been a dominant performance from Gutierrez.
I think that Chris was trying to indicate that he feels like Morrow was hooking the inside of his glove. I didn't see any of that, but
Got to be difficult for a guy who's been so successful for the past almost 4 years.
He has been on a tear. He's looked phenomenal. You know, up until now, I thought this fight was going to be a little more competitive than it has been, and it still could be. Still have 3 more rounds to go, but Chris is going to have to answer. Got to have an answer for that, because right now, Gutierrez seems to have a good game plan. He lets him bully him up to the fence, and then he's the one that gets to take down the reversal and ends up on the back.
How about this start for Mauro Gutierrez, a guy who is a little bit more undersized in terms of his height, but also his walk-around weight, but has had the edge on the side of grappling thus far. Round 3 upcoming.
Mauro's frame looks bigger, though.
He looks in phenomenal shape.
Quick timeout on the side of Tyler Tomlinson. Not exactly sure.
It's the gloves.
It's the whole gloves, yes.
Mauro said, what are you talking about?
Yeah, I saw Chris kind of reach into his glove and talk to his corner about it, so the corner may have mentioned something to Tyler, which is what the corner should do if it's happening.
3-0, Chris Anderson on the right side of your screen. Mauro Gutierrez steps out at 4-3. The crown of Utah's top flyweight sits in the balance of this one. Anderson, now almost a chess match, trying to find that stinging shot, Jason.
Yeah, he has both fighters trying to get that read.
Chris has switched stances twice, but he doesn't do anything once he switches. He just switches and stands. That might have been what he was looking for, is that switch overhand.
Nice bellow to the body between the two. Anderson bullies up against the cage. Nice elbow lands for him.
Big knee for Mauro in answer.
Straight into the scrambles for the two top flyweights of the state. Mauro Gutierrez back on top.
These are spots that we've usually seen Anderson shine on, and tonight it's Gutierrez with the work. And it's got to be frustrating. I obviously don't fight, Eric, but it's got to be frustrating if you come in with a game plan and the other guy's just negating everything.
So it is frustrating, especially when you feel like you can't get your rhythm or you can't get into your groove. But I mean, this is where it shows your grit and how can you adapt and readjust.
We saw those active elbows on the bottom for Anderson just moments ago. Mauro Gutierrez still so good.
So Chris is extending his legs so Mauro can't post up, but Chris also can't get up here.
Gutierrez wants to climb, will able to get that elbow loose. Now covers up the mouth once again of Anderson. Again, about 2 minutes and 35 seconds before we hit championship rounds. Chris Anderson has gone to the decision in 4 of his last 5. As for Gutierrez, he has gone to the decision in 5 of his 7 professional walks.
It's been all Gutierrez so far tonight.
Now trying to straighten out that arm. A tough submission to get, Eric.
Yeah, especially from being in half guard.
Who would want Kofi in their corner? He is the most intense cornerman. Great fighter back in his day as well.
You can definitely hear his commands.
Intense and effective. Gutierrez pins Anderson up against the cage.
Still a lot of time.
Strength advantage, Gutierrez.
Yeah, Gutierrez has just outpowered him over and over.
You think after my interview I could get Coffee to do the towel wave for me? Just towel wave me after the interview?
Like your Julius Caesar?
Yeah, he does a towel wave, you know, I want it.
Look, I'm hoping for you. I'm pulling for you.
What does Chris need to do here, Eric, to get off the bottom?
Post, he's got to turn one way or the other. I would turn to my right, try to get my back against the cage. Mauro's negating some of that with that right hand. Every time Chris looks like he's trying to position his body that way, he kind of wraps it around him. You got to turn away from the cage, though. You're not going to get up turning towards it.
Coffee saying, punish him, punish him.
He's punishing him.
He's punishing him.
Chris has had no answer for this all night. It'll be interesting to see if, I would be very surprised if either of their cardio wanes, but if one of them does, it could change this fight in a hurry.
3 rounds down, Chris Anderson will likely need a finish at this point.
Yeah, he's going to need a finish.
Because when you think about it, Gutierrez has expended 100% of the output here for the most part, right? It's not like the last fight where we saw that there was a lot of active bottom work. He's kind of just hips flat against the against the mat. So Chris hasn't expended as much energy as Gutierrez.
First time in championship rounds for Mauro. It's his first ever professional title opportunity. As for Chris Anderson, very accustomed to judges' scorecards, but like Mauro, never been in this championship state.
Yeah, this is going to be tough for Chris. He's going to have to change up the game plan a little bit and try to find a finish somehow.
You know, I like Gutierrez's corners really working on getting his temperature down, which is really critical to recovery because you only have a minute. But if you can drop your temperature a couple of degrees, it can really help your cardio.
We did mention on the Damage Plan MMA podcast that that's the reason for it, is to bring down the body temperature as much as possible in those 60 seconds. 5 more minutes in round number 4 between these two.
We haven't even seen Mauro use his hands yet.
He hasn't had to.
That's correct.
Oh, that's massive head kick lands for Gutierrez.
The second one.
I feel like Gutierrez has Anderson kind of guessing right now.
Well, and that's the advantage of being well-rounded, right? If he's throwing and he's throwing, he can lull Chris into something and then put him back on his back. Or he can continue to do this and pick Chris apart.
Yeah, that's what he's doing right now.
High kick spammed. Anderson answers back with his own.
I like Gutierrez's jab is very snappy, even in the third round, and this is the most he's had to use it.
Spinning elbow attempt by Anderson. Mauro will wrap it up.
So back to one of my footwork rants. I'd like to see Chris use a little more footwork and try to get back to the center of the cage because he continually is getting smashed and Hulk smashed into this cage by Gutierrez.
In for another trip. Mauro Gutierrez scores once again. Climbs his way, passes those knees. A perfect place to do a little bit of damage. Anderson sits up, trying to pepper in some shots.
So Anderson's in a decent situation here. If he can get his leg out.
Just as you said that.
Yeah. Well, it looked like he was trying to crosswalk the leg, which is just going to keep him here, and he's not going to win here. He's got to create some space. He's got to stand up. He's got to do something else. He hasn't had an answer for this.
Pulls out the post is Gutierrez.
Yeah, and hats off to Gutierrez. He's just controlling him. You know, there hasn't been even a scare where any of this is going to change.
Anderson tried to find a limb of some sort, garner some offense. Gutierrez able to scramble.
And that was a good opportunity if Chris would have sat out.
He's got Gutierrez blanketed over him. And Gutierrez just isn't controlling. He's landed shots. He's throwing up submission attempts. It's just total domination right now.
Well, and it shows how great his cardio is because he's had a ton of output and he has no sign of slowing down.
Such an exhaustive pace. Back-to-back control for Mauro Gutierrez.
Doesn't look like it's under the chin.
It's not, but
still uncomfortable.
Well, and this can be a moment where you're broken and you just want out.
Yep, and that's getting under the chin now.
Anderson turns inside, able to soften that blow of the squeeze of Gutierrez. Now on bottom is the Logan fighter.
There's that grit you talked about, Eric. There's that grit.
Yeah, right as I say, you wonder if a guy's going to try to let him get out of here, and he's just fighting. He's fighting on right into it.
Just about there, Mauro Gutierrez able to find the sub. A career-defining dance. Mauro Gutierrez is Utah's 125 king. A fast finish at the late of round number 4. The extension, Eric, it was perfect.
Great control. It was textbook, and he stayed with it. Some guys might have let him get out because I did see the elbow rotate a little bit there, and I thought he was going to be able to pull out of it. Chris is looking very, very disheartened.
The night belongs to that man. Not a lot of wrinkles in his game this evening. Mauro Gutierrez had lost 3 in a row, comes back to Fierce in December of last year, a performance of the night, and now likely another one given his way of capturing this 125 belt.
Well, and if you reanalyze the fight, he made 0 mistakes. There were I'd have to really watch it again and try to pick it apart, but 0 errors.
A gold belt awaits. We will give Mauro Gutierrez his crowning moment.
Fierce fans, referee Tyler Tomlinson has called a stop to this contest at 4 minutes and 1 second of the 4th round, declaring the winner by submission due to an arm bar and new undisputed light flyweight champion, Mauro El Angel Gutierrez.
Got Marcus out there. You know the drill, right? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here with your winner, Mauro Gutierrez. Mauro, dominant performance tonight. The last time we saw you in the cage in December, it was your boxing that was winning the fight for you. Tonight, you showed how well-rounded you are with your jiu-jitsu and your wrestling. Talk to me about the fight.
Before anything, I have one thing to say. If you confess with your mouth that Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved.
Yeah, dominant performance, man. Talk to me a little bit about the fight and the game plan coming into tonight.
I mean, striking is fun, but my jiu-jitsu is pretty good sometimes. My coach Kofi has showed me a lot to fill in those holes, and I felt stronger, smarter, more patient than him in the grappling. So
yeah, we talked about on the broadcast before you guys walked out that Chris is usually the one that's bullying the fighters around in the cage. Tonight, it was you the one dominating in the grappling.
Yeah, all respect to Chris, but I felt like I could just move him around, and it was easy.
So you got the strap now. Are we going to see you back to defend the belt?
Oh yeah, let's go. Whoever's next, I'm ready to go again. But let me talk to my coaches, Kofi, Cody, and Lionel. Let's see what's next.
I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner and new Fierce FC flyweight champ, Mauro Gutierrez.
Rockwell time. Live unrivaled.
Every fight promotion starts with an idea, a vision, a belief that something greater can be built. 10 years ago in Price, Utah, Cody Bunderson took that first step, building Fierce Fighting Championship from the ground up. One gym, one fighter, and one show at a time. That vision would only grow as Zach Partridge and Sagen Champneys carried it forward, expanding the stage, raising the level, and bringing Fierce to a whole new audience. 10 years of battles, 10 years of sacrifice, 10 years of moments that change lives inside the cage and beyond it. We aren't just a promotion, we're a family. We are a proving ground, and we are the legacy of Utah MMA. 10 years strong, still fierce.
He's just getting hurt. That body shot.
Stand here. Oh! Puzzle piece finishing blow! Anthony Castro folds another victim. There it is! Nasir Davis is unbelievable!
That right hand was nuclear.
What a fight. Back and forth we went. One of the best fights you will ever see in Utah.
"10 years. What a night to celebrate. Mauro Gutierrez is your new Fierce FC professional flyweight champion. Tony Lopez and Mike Jones are the final men to make the walk tonight."
Fierce fans, our main event of the evening is brought to you by R&R Barbecue, the official food vendor of Fierce Fighting Championship and the official food vendor of tonight's after party. Please welcome our final two fighters, Tony Lopez and then Mike Jones, to the cage.
Triple digits, a 100th walk for the 52-year-old MMA veteran Tony Lopez. Eric, 27 wins by knockout, 26 by submission, and a guy who has knocked down plenty of formidable foes during his 2-decade run.
He's a big guy, like his hands and feet are really big. I've seen him fight, I've been in the corner with him before. He's super, super durable. Not necessarily the most explosive guy, but he's so methodical and just can keep going.
Yeah, been fighting for 21 years, Jason. Again, his 100th fight. MMA tonight, he also has 8 in bare knuckle. He had 14 fights in 2017. He has been unbelievable throughout his career. He gets Mike Jones right now.
You can ride all day long, but you'll never catch Mr. Jones. He's got a game that's far too strong. I say, your friends know it, that's why you're all alone. Chasing a man you can't see. Just walk away and let him be. He's got shotguns to go back home. Cause I know that Mr. Jones
Well, given his history of the logo, the Price Utah gym, the brand of Fierce beginning with him, it was only fitting for Mike Jones to be the final man to walk tonight. Jason, now winning 5 of his last 6, can one of the pillars of Fierce pull it off again and stay on a streak regardless of weight class?
Yeah, I mean, he's been on a tear as of late. He's been one of the top guys in the state. And main event tonight, always like seeing Mike Jones in here. And a big step up for him because he's fighting a big man at heavyweight.
Back-to-back in MMA at heavyweight, though he did have a bare knuckle match at 205 last December. Didn't have a scratch on him after a full 10-minute match in bare knuckle to close out his 2025 alongside another very tenured opponent.
Mike's boxing is really, really crisp. He's fast in and out. He's going to definitely have the speed advantage over Lopez. We're going to see how the weight plays. He's not going to want to grapple with Lopez, but I don't know that Lopez, well, he does. I guess he has an even amount submissions versus striking style.
Correct. Mike Jones, 8 of his last 9 MMA fights have ended in the first round. He is such a fast finisher. 214 pounds at heavyweight versus Ruben Roundstone in October. 219 last night. He was full of water also, according to him.
Yeah, he looked pretty big last night. He had an excellent game plan against Ruben Roundstone as well. He went for those leg kicks early, compromised the legs, and then got the finish. Will he implement a little bit of that tonight?
Putting a bow on the 10-year show with his tail of the tape, Lopez, the oldest competitor to ever compete at Fierce. He is 52. Also, will have the height on his side when that cage door closes. A 24-pound division between them as it's fight 21 for the face of Fierce, Mike Jones. Walk 100 for Tony Lopez. Back in for the final intros, it's Jackson, make some noise, Hooks.
Fierce fans, this is your main event. This fight is scheduled for 3 rounds in the professional heavyweight division. And when the fight begins, the referee in charge will be Tyler Tomlinson. Now one more time for Fierce Fighting Championships 10-year anniversary. I need everybody tuning into the pay-per-view and everybody here in Salt Lake City, Utah, from the upper seats to the lower seats to the VIP seats and all the way down to cage side. Put your hands together and make some noise! Introducing the first fighter fighting out of the blue corner, holding a professional record of 65 wins, 33 losses, and 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 5 inches tall and weighed in at 243 pounds. Fighting out of planet Krypton, hailing from Krypton, California, Tony Kryptonite Lopez. And introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, holding a professional record of 12 wins and 8 losses. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighed in at 219 pounds. Fighting out of Jeremy Horn's Elite Performance MMA, hailing from Price, Utah, Mike Jones.
All right, we went over the rules in the back, okay? Listen, obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times, or I will stop the fight, okay? Watch the back of the head. Do you guys have any questions? No, sir. Touch gloves if you want. Back up.
Off a decade of Fierce presented by R&R Barbecue, the official food vendor of FFC. Tony Lopez, fight 100, dons the green and black. Mike Jones rocks black in those red gloves.
Interesting side note, Tony Lopez doesn't wrap his hands, and it makes my hands hurt because I got arthritis in both of them like an old man.
Stiff leg kick opens up for Jones.
Back on my footwork rant. Mike's footwork can carry him in and out of danger.
Another nice one there lands for Jones. Just 30 seconds into round number 1.
And when they were talking about his game plan with Ruben, a similar game plan would work here, I think. That leg kick could soften a lot of things up.
That was a hard leg kick.
Nice clock by Jones.
Good left.
Tony Lopez eats it.
I think Tony Lopez eats cinder blocks.
Calculated approach thus far for Mike Jones, Jason.
And there's that head kick again.
He knocked Mo out with it.
Yeah, he knocked Ben Mo out.
Only Lopez's second fight in the state of Utah. Like Eric just mentioned, he knocked out Ben Moa, one of the pillars of Utah heavyweights, with a high kick.
You notice he switched stances there too. Went southpaw.
Nice combination, lands on the back foot for the elite performance fighter.
There's that speed advantage.
Lots of inside leg kicks on that lead left leg of Mike Jones.
That was a good maneuver there where Jones threw the left hook, slid in with a short right.
Again, Tony Lopez, 24 pounds heavier on the plate last night, 243 for him. Mike Jones, 219. He claws one out.
Lopez's feet weigh 24 pounds.
Picks his shots well. A beautiful counter by Mike Jones. There's another one. That one buckles Tony Lopez.
That one visibly hurt Lopez.
Yeah, it did. Just too quick.
Sneaky left hook, too. As Lopez was closing the distance, Mike throws that check left hook.
Really starting to pick his shots well. Open targets in
Lopez,
favor of the Utah fighter.
Sorry, Lopez in the southpaw stance here. That's why you're seeing Mike throw that left. Mike's using that left hook to pull Lopez's hand down to throw the right. That's a good veteran maneuver. The other thing I think Mike's doing is see how he's kind of in mid-range. It's going to be a lot harder for Lopez to throw those head kicks and get his hands off.
Oh, couple of nice cracks by Mike Jones.
And
Just under a minute to go, round one.
And if you watch, every one of those was right hand. It was a right hand over the top, right hand uppercut, and then a right hand back over the top.
"52 years of age, Jason, and still moving like this, taking hard shots by a hard hitter in Mike Jones."
I've sparred with Mike a fair amount, and you know, at 205 even, well, just a natural walk-around weight, Mike has power. He has plenty of power.
10 of his 12 victories are by knockout.
See,
Lopez
there's that
wanted that high
distance
kick.
control. Lopez is throwing that kick, but Mike's in that mid-range. Lopez can't get him at the end of his jab, and Mike is staying at an offensive range for Mike.
So a strong start for Mike Jones. Very interested to see what the rest of this fight looks like. We've talked about it before. Tony Lopez, when he fought Ben Moa, Lopez was down massively and was able to find a high kick, which Lopez has already been going to, but super crisp and extremely dialed in right now is the man on your screen, Mike Jones.
Yeah, Mike seems to be locked in tonight, picking his shots, landing hard shots, getting in and out. doing all the right things to beat the bigger man tonight.
He's just controlling the distance very smart. He's in. Normally, I would not recommend somebody to be in that mid-distance range, but where Lopez is so much longer than Mike, it is really working to Mike's advantage.
Mike Jones will be 36 next month, a professional for 11 years at this point. So many dangerous pieces to his game. He's also 3-1 in bare knuckle with 2 victories at BKFC, a very high ceiling in the squared circle.
I sometimes wonder about Lopez, at least from the last fight I saw him in when I was back in the corner watching him fight, and then this fight. I kind of think he tries to lull you into, not being vigilant about your defense, and then he throws that kick or something like that.
You get pretty crafty at 52 years old and 100 fights under your belt.
You got to get smarter because you don't get faster.
Tony Lopez has fought for 45 MMA titles in his career.
I'd like to see Mike maybe catch one of these kicks right here and then drill Lopez.
Just like you called for, Eric. Nice work by Jones. Lopez able to evade more damage. Nice work by Jones on that counter.
Good head movement. He rocked back, came back in with the right elbow.
There's that head kick. That landed.
I think Mike had his arm up, but take it from me, I broke my arm that way. A guy that big can do that.
Some side kicks on the side of Tony Lopez. Been his primary attack thus far. Nice boxing by Jones.
Double side kick. I don't know if I've seen that in some time. He's trying to use that side kick to keep Mike at distance.
Back and forth. Jones closes distance. Again, Jones had a bare knuckle match in December of last year to close out 2025. Absorbed 1 strike in the entirety of that exchange.
That's what I was wondering. So you see Lopez is throwing that right kick kind of into the body, a little toe punch, toe punch, toe punch, and then he comes over the top with the other leg. I think that's what he lulled Mullet in with.
Good high kick scores for Jones.
Great read, Eric Hyman.
Been sharp all night.
I feel like I've called some good stuff. Thanks, guys.
First time since October of last year. Always happy to have him alongside so many incredible broadcast partners here at Fierce FC. Blake O'Rulian alongside Jason Laporte as always. Another outside leg kick this time lands for Jones. Lopez wanted one of his own. 90 ticks before we head to the third and final.
Just need Mike to follow up a little bit more. He could throw 3 left hand, like either jab or hook, and probably really hurt Lopez with the right.
Another clean high kick goes for Lopez. Mike Jones with a snappy combination that closes with an uppercut.
That was a little bit Mike Tyson-esque. He snuck that right uppercut right under Lopez's arm and caught him.
Another couple load up for Lopez.
Yeah, the rhythm seems to be 2, 3 little body shots like that, and then he tries to throw it over the top.
Straight down the pipe for Jones, late round number 2.
There it is again. See how he sneaked that right uppercut underneath Tony's left arm?
Jones stretches for a couple more. High kicks continue to stay constant on the side of the California fighter. Gotta wonder where the gas tank is at now, headed into the 3rd round with Mike Jones on his stool alongside Jeremy Horn.
Listen, at 36 and 52, the gas tank's at 36.
52 years of age, Tony Lopez, though has taken a lot of strikes, not wearing it on the profile.
Hats off to Tony. I mean, absolutely hats off to him. He's still being competitive. He's still throwing. He's not slowing down necessarily. Mike's speed's just the telltale and distance control here.
Really quickly on Tony Lopez, he fought 14 times in 2017, also 11 in 2018, 10 walks in 2011. He is such an active guy, a little bit more on the bare knuckle side of things in recent years. Did fight Tyrell Fortune in Arizona last year, who just got signed to the UFC, so no shortage of tough names. Another one in Mike Jones as we head into the final 5 minutes of Fierce FC 47.
You're not going to find a guy tougher than Lopez, that's for sure.
A little bit more urgency on the side of Jones. Closes distance quickly. Pokes out a couple of jabs.
Mike just needs to be technically sound here. He's up 2 rounds, in my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that.
See that left hook? He throws that check left hook. I'd just like to see him really smoke that right after it. But, I mean, we know Lopez has a solid chin. Like, even at his age, he doesn't wear a lot of damage. I show damage. It looked like my face had been hit by a mallet by now.
Not a whole lot of output by Lopez here in round number 3. Jones gets another strike landed in his box.
Lopez's style can be frustrating too because it's so unorthodox. But, you know, Mike's a veteran and you can see that he's just reading.
And he just throws, Lopez just throws those little teep kicks out, just keeps that distance away.
Lopez stretches, but short on that one. Jones, lead left hook.
Surprisingly, more kicks from Lopez. Not very many punches thrown from Lopez.
He had so many of them in round number 2. A little bit more reserved here in round number 3. Jones has picked his shots selectively throughout the entirety of the fight. They've been extremely effective, but Lopez has kept coming forward. An otherworldly power on the side of Jones, otherworldly durability out of the fighter from Krypton, California.
Mike's read everything, that Lopez has thrown. He's been very vigilant about his defense. His hands are down a little bit here, but, Lopez hasn't threatened him a lot with the hands.
Maybe that's his plan.
Ripped that body shot.
Vicious, straight to the liver. Lopez had a very short tell as Jones heads upstairs. Nice leg kick lands. 2 minutes to work.
Really good timing because Lopez keeps kind of faking that That just shows Mike hasn't slowed down a lot. He's still got that speed.
So many reps under his belt as well at fight number 21 in MMA. Again, established in bare knuckle at this point as well. Mike Jones looking so solid here in round number 3.
There it is again. So he taps his hand, he gets that hand down, and then he throws that hook, same side.
High kick goes. Masks an attack from up top as well. Lopez one step ahead of it. Beautiful takedown lands for Mike Jones. Read it like a book, Jason.
Hey guys, guess where everybody's the same height?
Yeah.
On their ground.
On their ground. That was beautiful.
He finally
Full
caught the
takedown.
kick.
Finally caught the kick. You've been calling for it all fight.
Mike's had a amazing strategy though. He hasn't let himself get sucked into any of the fakes or that toe punch and then over the top. Very smart by Mike. And there's no reason for Mike to take a chance here.
Yeah.
He's up 2-3 now. He can end this in mount, get a pop from the crowd and go have a beer.
Some elbows from the bottom for Tony Lopez. Keeps fighting, but a finale for the 10-year show sides way of Mike Jones, one of the faces of Fierce. Unbelievable by him. Back down 15 minutes strong by Mike Jones, Andrew Boquette in that corner, not to mention Craig Ross, as well as aforementioned Jeremy Horn, who actually fought Tony Lopez back in 2015. Their paths cross yet again. This time it is Mike Jones getting the job done, but not completely a walk in the park, maybe the knockout we were expecting, Eric. Mike Jones had to go the full 15 minutes. Though he landed flush so much of that fight, Tony Lopez did not go away.
So the irony of Jeremy with 100 fights and Lopez with 100 fights is not lost on me. I just think that Mike controlled the distance, and like I said, being in that mid-distance level can be really dangerous, but Mike did it so well and was busy enough with his hands that, and Lopez didn't throw his hands a lot, was more kick-centric.
52 years of age, and is still able to go with a guy who had a 100% finish rate up to this point as a professional.
Well, and like I said, when I had to wrestle and stuff at 46, getting ready for that Bandera fight, it was 3 days for me to be able to try to wrestle again. I was so sore and it took so much out of me. So my hat's off to Lopez. The durability and that kind of career, it's phenomenal.
Mike Jones has not gone to a decision since April of 2017. He lost that one. He's never gotten his hand raised at the expense of the judges' scorecards as a pro. We'll see if he gets it right now.
Fierce fans, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards for a decision. The judges score this contest 29-28, 30-27, and 30-27. Declaring the winner by unanimous decision, Mike Jones!
Come on over here, Mike. How you feeling, man?
Feeling good. How are you, Jason?
Pretty good. You fight up at heavyweight this fight. What was the game plan coming here? Was it to keep the distance and kind of pick your shots?
Hey, how does it feel to be standing next to the best heavyweight in Utah?
Feels pretty good.
Yeah, it's true though.
So is the heavyweight, is that the game plan? Is that where you're going to stay at? Is that heavyweight?
Hey, let me tell you about these heavyweights. What? They might be bigger. They might be stronger. They might be fatter. They might be slower. They might be older. But Jones 316 says I'll whip their ass. And that's the bottom line, because Mike Jones said so.
I guess we'll leave it at that. Give it up for Mike Jones.
What a promo by our guy, Mike Jones. Wants any and every heavyweight in the state of Utah. Eric, you certainly had a reaction from that.
Well, I did a Ric Flair promo out once, so I dig it, you know.
Mike Jones, such a fun guy at this point in his career. He has been one of the pillars of Fierce and one of the faces of it for years at this point. A massive win for him against a guy who it seemed like it should be a walk in the park. He certainly showed his offensive efficiency in this one. Just about ready to bring you inside to the FFC broadcast booth. Blake O'Rulian alongside my guy Eric Iman, who has done such an incredible job this evening. Jason Laporte will be making his way inside as well. Typically a guy who likes to talk a little bit to some of the other people inside of the cage. All that being said, we'll bring you back over here. Eric, what a night, celebrating 10 years, a special one here in Salt Lake.
You know, that was a fantastic card for a 10-year anniversary. I love the main event. I think Mike did such an amazing job. Mauro Gutierrez, just a bully, just absolute bullied Chris Anderson, and that was very impressive. The debuters all look good. The debuters all look like they had 5 or 10 fights. You know, another amazing card put on by Zach.
Yeah, Jason, I wanted to ask you as well your thoughts on the Mike Jones promo right there.
Yeah, I liked it. My mic on? Yeah, there we go.
Looks like you got it.
I love the promo. I didn't really have much to say after that. I wanted to ask him if there was a call out there because there's been a little chirping between Kim and Ket Mafaleo online on social media there. Could we see that fight?
So he is up next on the Damage Plan MMA podcast on Wednesday. So make sure to subscribe to the Fierce FC YouTube page in order to check that out. 4 shows into 2026. The 5th goes down April 11th back here at the Masonic Temple. Cannot wait for that one. Tickets on sale very soon at fiercefightingchampionship.com. Eric, so good to have you back.
It's always amazing to be with you guys. I appreciate it so much.
Jason, it has been such an honor to share this with you for so many years at this point. We haven't been here for all 10, but it has certainly been special to be here. It has been an incredible night at Fierce FC 47. We got some highlights for you to send you home packing on. We'll take a look at them right now. How about the start of things? H. Anthony Montgomery II with a submission in the first round goes absolutely ballistic. Followed up by none other than Chris the Vandalizer Vandermile, 18 years old and 8 days old, gets the job done, the youngest fighter ever at Fierce FC. How about this finish by Brittany Parsons? The first finish in her career, crumbles Sammy Borst to the canvas. Not only that, but Brendan Meyers getting the job done as well, followed up immediately to close out our prelims. Nice work by him back in the win column for the Agima flyweight. It wasn't just him. There was a few others on the main card as well. We saw Talon Carvalo ground and pound his way over Anthony Strickland Hicks. A new weight class for him. It looks very good on him. The vicious power that he has got certainly translates. He is now your Fierce FC amateur featherweight champion. How about Patrick McKini getting the job done? He is not your amateur light heavyweight champion, but he certainly is up next in that opportunity as well. We move over to the professionals. Mauro Gutierrez in round number 4 finds a way to get that arm and submits a grappler, and Chris Anderson shows off that jiu-jitsu brown belt out of Logan, Utah. Massive thank you for watching Fierce's 10-year anniversary show. From our entire Pats Media crew who has been with us for all of these broadcast endeavors, our technical director, Jordan Buscarini, our graphics coordinator, Ryan Piccolo, our A1, Paul Anderson, and all of us here at Fierce Fighting Championship. For Eric Iman and Jason Laporte, I'm Blake O'Rulian saying see you next month.